any work here. You don't need the word realm. You can just say that the internet is a series of pulses of on, off, flip,
so when I say realm,
but I just think,
space is a realm.
Listen, it could be that, the reason that affecting the brain causally affects your thought is because it's like an antenna or something like that, right? Or it could be that the brain is, right? So like for people like me and Piper, we're identity theorists. We think your brain states are your mental state.
Well, it could be like an Oculus. Oculus, when you get into it, you're interacting simultaneously, so this is the error that I see you guys actually that, like, even though what you're saying is true in a sense, there's a portion of that is not really like thought out, because in the Oculus you can interact with that realm simultaneously at the same time, even quicker.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the point is that with so like the kind of argument that Piper and I would use is called cause closure, right? Which is just saying, like, if what you think is right, if it's an antenna, right, that means there's physical effects happening in the brain that don't have physical cause.
Say that one more time. Sorry, that went by too fast. I don't know.
So you think it's like an antenna that's receiving something, like consciousness is non-physical, right? But it's interacting causally with the brain, right? And that means that there are going to be physical effects in the brain that do not have physical causes.
And what is that supposed to mean? I guess I don't know.
We have like no evidence for that. It's like the reason that Piper and I reject that, right? So not only do we have no evidence for that, but in fact we have strong evidence for thinking that, the physical processes, facts, events in the brain actually all do have physical cause.
Therefore, you're making basically, even though there is, in a sense, a non-physical part in our realm or in our reality, you're mixing, because there is no evidence for that. Therefore, you're going to mix it with physical.
We reject
right?
that there is anything like that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You reject it completely, or you say there is no, we haven't really sourced or find out that it's separated from the physical.
No, I mean, I reject that there is anything non-physical.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying is, that's why I disagree with you and also Kyle in the way that he's explaining the measurement of thoughts that he concluded. It's not that when you are actually testing those, like if your needs are responsive, or if your brain waves, right? When the person is connected to a EEG, right?
According to your view, right? Yeah, I understand, but according to your view, the things going on in the brain are not thoughts, right? But according to my view, they are.
Those are like what Kyle is responding to is the brain is responding to the physical things, which is the arm and leg, how it's moving it, right? Or let's say if you're in the moment,
take a step back, because this isn't the right way to think about it. The way to think about it is that you're having certain mental states and intentional states. And say you move your arm to go pick up a glass of water off the table, right? Presumably, I think, and presumably you also agree that our thoughts, our mental states, play a causal role, right, in explaining why our arm moves to go pick up the glass of water, right? So my thoughts in part caused me to pick up the water, right?
Right.
Right. So the point there is that if you think that those thoughts are non-physical, right, that there will be physical effects happening in your body that do not have a physical cause.
That's they're non-physical, right? Operating, right? Making the physical thing operate, right? That's literally what I'm
saying. There's a non-physical cause, right, that has a physical effect, right?
Yes, in that moment when you say when my arm is picking up something, right? Now, when our brain thinks outside of that, not just picking up or moving our bodies, right? Those thoughts that exist or linger in your brain, right? They're not measured by electronics like what Kyle is bringing out, right?
Of course they are.
Because you cannot hook up to the person in the computer and write out the person's thoughts. right?
Well, not with present technology, right? But actually, they're making some serious advances on doing that, right? Because the point is that, like, I think in principle you could do that, right? In principle, right? We don't have, again,
they're called
the level of
access devices. They're USB enabled. All of this is present and current.
I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what
I'll have to see that. We'll see. Well,
I don't know exactly what Kyle's talking about, but maybe
I've not. Now, the EEG that you're talking about, I've been seeing those things, and they are only a measurement to the physical brain, not anything outside of that.
Well,
like
look,
when
Kyle,
the brain
presumably
is
you're
not
not talking
operating
about.
properly, they measure it and they say, okay, why is the brain not operating as it should? And then
No,
they say, okay,
hold on really quick. Kyle, he's talking about, like, I scan your brain and then I can tell you exactly what you're thinking right now.
He's thinking of some cartoon fantasy about what thoughts are, but thoughts are not a cartoon fantasy. It's not like
No, but my point is that,
brain
like,
states that are physical. They are chemical activity in the nervous system, which you can measure and you can determine what the thoughts are.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Right, I agree. In principle, if you had enough information and you had a theory, right, for basically a theory of how the brain produces mental state or is identified with mental state, right? Then you could, if you could gather all the information about the brain, right, of a particular person, you could infer what they're thinking about, right? I think in principle you can do that. I just think that our current technology isn't that advanced.
It is.
Okay, well, they haven't done this yet, Kyle. So if you want to, like,
what do you mean they haven't done it yet? Who's they, and why would they do it, and why would they tell us to do it?
Are you like, what is
this? Is why I mentioned switch access devices, is because special needs students use these brain readers, thought readers all the time, but we ignore them because they're like,
look, we know that they're
or something, and they don't matter.
No, I'm
question mark.
Dude, please stop. If you're talking about people who are using devices, they even, like, I don't know, they just started doing, like, Neuralink testing, and, like, they've had devices for a long time. You know, you can control the mouse, right, of a computer or something like that, right, with the brain. But what we're talking about is, like, looking at the brain of a person, right, and then just from that information saying they're thinking about, you know, a red apple.
No, that's not what you're talking about.
That is what we were just talking about.
Exactly what
you're talking about a non-physical source,
right?
Which is
referenced. I was just looking that up the other day.
Non-physical it. There's no such thing as an it pronoun attached to a non-physics.
Hold on.
Dude, look, I'm a physicalist, Kyle. You get that, right?
They do have, like, a really rudimentary aspect of that going on.
Wait, I have the same position as you. I think that mental states are brain states, right? And I think you can measure them, right? I agree. And I'm saying, in principle, you could figure out what a person is thinking about by analyzing their brain. I'm saying in principle, right? I'm just saying current technology. Okay, then you show me a study where they've started, you know, mind reading people by scanning their brain.
Go look up the
I just addressed that. That's not reading their thoughts.
Of course,
right?
It is.
Exactly.
Go look.
Oh my God.
If what Kyle is presenting is to be that, then we would have by now have the sources.
Give people leads and then they yell at me when they don't want to go.
I know about that, dude. I know about that.
I already know.
It's not something I need to learn about. In fact, I already told you.
Apparently it is.
The position that you have. Dude, you're so fucking stupid. It's not even funny.
Right, whatever.
I agree with your position, right? The thing you're talking about, right? Where it's like you use a device where you can use basically things, right? You can control it on the screen.
Or a lie detector.
Sensor, right? It's reading your brainwave. I agree that exists. Usually in a vitriolic HUD where you're gonna, like, engage with what I'm saying. No, I addressed what you said. I addressed what you said just now, right? There's these devices that they can use to control. I agree. Are you deaf? I agree. I agree, Kyle. Okay, Kyle, we're talking about in practice, right? Can I put a device on your brain? Look, this is something that they tell you the content of what you're thinking about. Like if you're thinking about the Golden Gate Bridge, right? I could scan your brain, and in principle, I could figure out that's what you're thinking about, right? But that's not something that they've done yet.
Who's they? This is so goofy.
Scientists.
All scientists everywhere have failed to do this.
Yes, all scientists. No one has done what I just said.
Can we talk about like actual switch access devices?
Who has done it? Who has done it? I just granted you that, Kyle. I just granted you those.
They're called special needs instructors, respite officers.
Okay. Yeah.
Should I go on, or do you don't want to? That's what I thought. I was just gonna lay it out on you.
I already addressed. I
love when people pretend like they want to learn.
Nothing about that you're gonna.
They already know everything.
Right?
So
I already know about that.
Right. That mentality you have is why I don't bother like being cordial with people.
Okay, then just.
I already know everything too.
Fucking idiot.
No, I know everything, and you're wrong. Do you?
I have the same fucking view on it.
Suspicious.
Understand?
I don't
believe in anything. I don't believe in anything non-physical. I reject non-physical. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Just go. Why not a different group of people? Elliot, you understand that this is just Kyle being like an
trying to reach that dude. Stop talking about me.
Stop whining. Stop being a whiny little bitch.
Disagreement. Okay, there is a disagreement. That's fine.
Holy fuck.
It's impassable. Okay. It's just like
tell people whatever you need to, dude. Whatever makes you feel better.
Yeah, I will. You're still whining.
So I have a question about.
You're still trying to muscle me for the last word. Are we gonna let Young talk?
Okay.
Oh, now you're crying in front of everyone. That's funny.
This is you the entire time.
Oh, right. Okay.
You guys are both. You guys are both being. You guys are being.
I was gonna say this. So is there anything, so I'm gonna address these two things. I believe that everything that is natural, it comes from a supernatural being, and anything quote unquote supernatural is only natural to a supernatural being. And what I mean is this: miracles is only natural to God.
As a fellow field nigga, Leroy, would you stay bonded with a house nigga? Like Lion. It's a yes or no. Lion and Leroy, it's a yes or no. You see how this house nigga think he gonna just over talk about? Cause look, I can't read, right? And I can barely speak. But this house nigga who's been reading the whole time think he's better than me. You think we're gonna have a bond? What? No.
So, Mr. Philly. But I am better. Mr. Philly, I just want you to notice that everything that you're about to say was already stated. That's all.
I said my piece.
Okay. There. Now, Concrete, go right ahead and go back with your little circus performance now. Go right ahead.
So, Congressman Lion, let's bring it to the present. So, presently, are we being misled as it relates to this political process that we're going through?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm just gonna say that shit.
Absolutely.
So
you want worse off now than the people who just got out of slavery when it comes to where you should actually stand politically. You're way worse than them. You're so confused now. You don't even know if you want to be a man or a woman anymore. You're fucked up as a people. To be honest.
So I find it quite interesting because a lot of us we've been on this out for several years now, and I have been a lot. Starting off, I actually met Lion in other rooms that we would be in, talking about the reparations talk, talking about, protections for Black Americans and delineating and why we're delineating. And of course, I've been in a couple of rooms in regards of how people feel about gay rights and blah, 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 blah. And y'all already know how Lion feels about that. But anywho, Lion has, I'm very surprised because Lion has a different rhetoric now. Because when we would talk about white supremacists, white supremacists and white people who are outwardly and cowardly discriminating against Black people and throwing racist slurs out there against us, Lion would have been one of the first people to go, we would have blew their heads off. Oh, we would have burned their house down. Or we would have did this and we would have did that. But now Lion has this rhetoric of, we don't really need to control what they say because then we're going on a slippery slope of the bullshit that we can say to other people, basically. So people can change. I thought that Lion would have been the first one when I told the story about the young boys being harassed by those grown men. I thought Lion would have been the one to say, fuck them motherfuckers, like he don't normally do. But this nigga was basically trying to put the blame on the white kids and saying, but they had the right to do that, or we need to give them room to disrespect our Black youth. So that's why I'm like kind of like shocked or kind of like taken back because a lot of Lion's rhetoric does not correlate with how he used to talk. So, I guess that's what Trump does to you, I guess.
No, blame that on me.
He's just getting the room. He's just getting the room right.
No, he isn't. I fixed him. He learned that from me.
Hold on.
He learned all that from me.
Wait. Coco, are you accusing me of flip-flopping?
Part-time.
Wait a second. Wait. Coco, are you accusing me of flip-flopping?
You want me to elaborate, Lion? Because the way that you're flip-flopping is earlier in your rhetoric, I find it quite funny because I pay attention to a lot of things and what people say and how they say it.
Is my mic low? Is my mic low?
Earlier when you were saying
it wasn't
Lion, earlier when you were saying, we were the ones that were being displaced from our homes and this and that. We were the ones that you included yourself in that we, even though you weren't even thought of in the 1800s and the early 1900s. You weren't even thought of, but apparently you were in that we. But as soon as you flip the coin to say how Black people allowed themselves to do this and Black people allowed themselves to do that, and Black people wanted to wanted to conform to whiteness or whatever have you, all of a sudden Black people, instead of we, it became a you. You did this and y'all did this and y'all instead of the we that you normally do when it comes to Black people.
Coco, there's an easy explanation. Lion is a part-time. Lion is a part-time situational coon. It is surprising.
Yes, he is.
He's not a full-time coon. He only does about 20 to 30 hours a week of cooning. The other, 10 to 20 hours. He's like revolutionary Martin Luther King, whatever. No, you can just shut up too, Lion. You don't have to fucking talk every 5 seconds, Lion. You don't have to respond every time somebody.
Let's wait till this nigga get done. Go right here, finish. Go ahead, get it all out, Concrete.
We're all privileged, bitch.
No. All right, Coco. Can you please point out where did black people actually go wrong? Out of all of the shit that you've seen, what can we identify the fault on black people?
I can agree with you to where, in regards of the loss of community, I can definitely agree with you on that. When we started integrating, yes. When we started integrating, we lost sense of the black community and just wanted to be a part of everybody else's community. So I will, yes.
And when we did that, what happened to our community?
There was no money coming back into our community. There was no nourishment coming back to our community. There was no support coming back to our community.
Right. So when our community decided to get on board with abortion, who was pushing back against that? Or were we all unanimously for it or against it?
In regards to abortion?
So in other words, who's the coon? Who's really the coon here? You see?
I'm not understanding what you're saying.
So let me put it like this. Let me help you out.
You're welcome, Lion. You're welcome.
Yeah. So when the black people decided to leave the black neighborhood or black community for white ones, then after that you accepted policies that your white predecessors that hate the shit out of you gave you, and you thought that you were liberating yourself. You decided that it's okay to now kill black people before they were born, which in turn essentially gave white people the right to kill you while you are alive, walking the streets. That gives them the right to call you a nigger in the streets and go, nigger, 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 because you don't care about yourself. See, the only people, Coco, that you can't fuck with, and it's because they have shown the world that they value themselves so much that they can get laws passed and get you thrown in prison, would be those same Jews, the Asians in this country. One Asian guy gets beat up on a subway and the entire country comes and jumps behind him and tells America they better get their fucking act together or else. And America complied. The reason you're being stepped on in America isn't because white people, it's because of you. And that's not me being a coon, that's me pointing out that you have given up your own power, autonomy.
So how do you feel?
Be aware dress.
How do you feel about Stokely Carmichael saying we need political power?
I can't hear you. Whoever was speaking, I couldn't hear you.
Michael advised that black people, he's a Pan-African, as you know, he said we need to have political power. What do you think of that?
We don't. But your political power can't be predicated upon you just going and standing in line. You gotta have something. You gotta have some teeth behind your movement. You gotta be able to go, hey, listen, you're gonna do what we want over here, these constituents over here, or we're going to stop providing you this, or we'll stop providing you that. We have that kind of power. We're no longer going to allow you access to whatever.
The political power,
that kind of
the
power.
teeth,
That's political power.
Hey, Lion, the teeth to political power is economic power.
Correct. It's not color. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a black crying child. You don't even give a fuck that you're a black crying child in America. This is selective outrage. You only give a damn when a black person dies is when it's a white person doing it. But you've been killing yourself since the fucking 60s. And then you signed up for it.
Oh, okay.
You said, yes, we want to abort our kids. Yes, we want the right to kill our children because we can't seem to control our sexual organs.
Teen pregnancy is at an all-time low, just saying.
And we know why.
Am I being blackpilled by Lion?
Sex education. Sex education. And access to birth control.
Can I say something?
And access to birth control.
People who are not choosing to have kids are the people in their 20s and 30s. And incidentally, more abortions happen in that.
We as people, Coco, cannot scream on one hand. Remember the selective outrage. We can't scream on the right hand that, hey, listen, look what they're doing to us. Look what they're doing to us. This is shameful. We're going through all of this slavery, blah, blah, blah stuff. And then on the other hand, fight for the white people to give us the right to kill our babies. Because it's convenient for us because we're afraid that we're going to lose our job or I can't go on the girls' night trip or the nigga that I fucked at the damn club don't want to be a daddy. Because I'm not responsible. You're not. What you're doing is showing that you're a minor and you are not capable of controlling your own affairs. you do not mentally hold the capacity to control your life. You need a white man to save you from yourself. That's what you're saying. And I'm not the coon here. You are. If you are a grown man or woman, you don't need nobody telling you what the fuck to do.
So, mind you, I'm saying this based off of the encounter that I told you about earlier, right? Now, in regards of abortions, I'm not going to even I'm all for people having a choice to do whatever the fuck they want to do with their body. Now, I'm not a woman, and I can't get pregnant, and I don't know the health repercussions in regards to a woman getting abortions, because that could negatively affect her health as well. But I'm going to let women take the torch in regards of that aspect, because I am not a woman. I cannot get pregnant. I am not in a woman's body. I'm a nigga. So with that being said, I'm not going to sit here and just say that, because people have abortions for people, for individuals who have abortion, is not a monolithic view as to why they get the said abortions, as to the points that you tried to say earlier, like my baby daddy and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? People have different reasons as to why they need to get abortions, as to why there also still needs to be the sense of accessibility to it. Because people still are going to need it. You know what I'm saying? So just with that being said, is when you allow people to have the choice and have autonomy over their bodies, that gives them the room to have that choice. And for women, I think women deserve that choice in regards to how it affects their bodies. But all the time, men are always trying to tell women what the fuck they should and should not be doing with their bodies, when in actuality, they really need to just shut the fuck up and let women have that discussion on at their table, okay? That's what men need to be doing. Men need to stop stepping and start overstepping their boundaries and telling women what to do. As a matter of fact, how about men be put on birth control? How about men get hysterectomies and all that shit? You know what I'm saying?
They can't get hysterectomies.
Yeah, I don't. You know what I'm saying?
And vasectomies are essentially sterilizing men because they're not always reversible. In fact,
okay. But just with that being said, I am solely speaking on the issue that I was talking about earlier in regards to
picking and choosing what outrage.
What do you mean outrage? What are you talking about? What do you mean I'm selecting and picking and Lion? You have known me for quite a while on this app. I have always had the same. I said on this app. I said on this app.
Coco, is Lion cooning at this moment? I'm in and out of the conversation.
So he is, but also here's my thing though. My rhetoric has always been the same in regards of there needs to be more. There needs to be specific legislation in regards to protections in place for Black Americans. I have always said that. I have always been pro-Black in my rhetoric. I have always been pro-Black.
Coco, listen, white people.
What is it, Lion?
Nigger, right? Some white dudes going screaming nigger. Is not the equivalent to a race of Black people who decided that it's okay to kill their nigger babies. Kill.
So you're conflating. So here's the thing: you like to conflate things that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. Okay? You like to conflate things that have absolutely nothing to do with each other. So with that being said, you can continue with that rhetoric because you know I don't expect anything else from a Trump supporter. So with that being said, you can continue with that rhetoric, and we can just I'm the type of person that can agree to disagree. We just going to have to disagree on that aspect. And I'm gonna land it there. Thank you so much for your day.
We can't agree to disagree because this is just completely polar opposites here. Nigger, or kill the babies. The same niggers that are out there beatboxing on the little drumsticks and shit out there in Nashville trying to make $1, panhandling. Nigger.
Yeah, Coco, do you know what point he's trying to make? Because it's obviously those are two different things. Do you know why he's repeating himself? Oh, selective outrage. This is a great point.
Outrage.
This is a great coon point. Very good point.
Very coon. It's a very. It's a Republican talking point, but it's okay. I'll let you go. Go ahead, fly.
It's basically saying that when you're having a singular conversation, if you don't talk about everything else that you're concerned with, then obviously you're not concerned about those things, right? So if we're talking about abortion right now, then we have to talk about police brutality. We have to talk about diabetes. We got to talk about mass incarceration. We got to talk about mosquitoes in Africa. We got to talk about hunger. We got to talk about global warming. If you don't talk about global warming in the same moment you're talking about, if you're not talking about that in the same moment, then obviously you don't care, and you're just pretending to be outraged because you don't care about these other issues.
But I mean,
this line doesn't never go on mute. Like nobody can say anything uninterrupted. There's always a chirping from the chimpanzee at all fucking times. It's never chimpanzee on mute. It's chimpanzee at all fucking times.
So it's the guy that's always coming out the mic to insert himself in everybody's conversations at all times. You're a clown, Cox.
So, Lion, here's what I have with your correlation, Lion. You cannot sit up there and say, because mind you, people's views on abortions vary, okay? So just because you think that abortions, you have just like you were trying to make your point earlier, and you wanted me to understand your point, you wanted me to shut the fuck up. I would like for you to do the same for me in this very moment right now, with respect. So just with that being said, do you think this is what happens when men who don't have emotional intelligence do? This is what they do. Oh my God. This is what they do. This is what they do. When people are trying to actually have an intellectual conversation or intellectual discourse, they wanna freaking throw a pen in it and throw a motherfucking ball in it and try to get people distracted and to not actually talk about the points, especially the nonsense ass points that they made.
Can you point out my?
Oh, okay. So with that being said, when you are talking about abortions and then you're correlating that and making that the excuse as to, oh, well, black people get abortions, so, these white men, they deserve to be racist to your youth. What? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Okay. When people, like I specifically stated earlier, a few moments ago, people get abortions for many different reasons. People's views on abortions are going to vary. Like even in one household, one person may think this about abortions, the next person may think this about abortions, then the next person may think that about abortions. No one person or nobody. Everybody's going to have a different view on abortions. Not everybody's going to have the lion's view of abortions. So for you to correlate your lion's view on abortions and then make that the justification as to why white men need to be harassing our black youth, when all racist white men, they all have the same rhetoric, they all have the same thought process in mind when it comes to us black people. Okay,
fight back, Lion.
You're saying they have the right and they have the privilege and they have the means and they must do that simply because black people get abortions. That's what you're saying.
Coco, you need to stop cooking this nigga. He gotta go home. It's gonna be nothing left when you cook this nigga all the way.
Stop booty clapping for Coco. Shut the fuck up and move out the way, boy. So, Coco, listen to me really clearly. Since 1971, the black community has aborted over 26 million children. That would have gave you, if you could think outside of the box, and I strongly implore you just try it this one time and not from an emotion. That would have made you one of the largest voting blocks in the country in 2024.
Lion, what does that have to do with people being called nigga to their face, Lion? So make the connection, Lion.
I was hoping, all right, no problem. I can make the connection. So since you're a minority and you wanted it so, since you love being 13% of the population, that makes you easily in this country somebody that everyone overlooks. They don't count, they miscount because you're the small minority in the back of the class. You're screaming mean at the top of your lungs for people to see you, acknowledge you, notice you. But if you had the population is power. Equal power. So with that, hey, Concrete, get out the way. So with that also said, you would also have an even stronger, by 2024, an even stronger economic voting bloc. That means more people to put you in a better position.
He's being long-winded to say a dumbass point.
Yeah.
Being more doesn't get rid of racism. You have a whole continent of Africa. White people go to Africa and they're racist. Chinese people go to...
When you have a larger population that gives you better percentage, you know that census thing that you got to take every 10 years? This would have helped your bitch ass out, Concrete, and you would have had more power in this fucking country. Concrete, you got that thing. Man, I should have had somebody aboard you. Now, the point is, understand? Yes, I think you understand now. That also means because you're a small population, that gives everybody else the right to come in, like every other demographic, and step all over you. Understand? Yes, I think you understand. You get it? You see how it connects?
No.
And because you don't give a fuck about your own kids, they don't have to either. Understand? Okay. Yes, okay. I think you understand.
Okay, Lion. Okay, so basically, like I said, you were saying that because women and specifically black women have access to abortions, well, technically not no more, but being that they had access or a wide range of access to abortions, that these people who have been racist are black youth. Now, mind you, this is coming from the same person who said that we need to burn all these motherfuckers down. That's verbatim. That's something that you used to say, Lion. So this type of rhetoric that you have right now is definitely due to Trump. It's definitely due to Trump.
Coco, ask anybody in this room, has their position changed?
I don't think the community. I totally agree with that point. Sanger was a what's the term? Lion.
Agreeing with that point.
You agree that the roots is still there, the original intent is still there. We have certainly aborted millions of babies, tens of millions of babies. That's certainly an argument. You can have the argument about, the fact that if we had more population, we'd have more power. That's arguable because, to Concrete's point, freaking South Africa, they certainly didn't have the power for many, many years. They just got it. And they've just regained their power. I think they're heading for a revolution between me, you, and I think they are.
And what's happening in South Africa? I'll put it in Discord, Finley.
Yeah, South Africa is like I think they head for a revolution. The blacks threw the whites out of power.
Thank you.
Particularly the lower middle class whites, the upper class.
And where are they living? I can tell you where these white people
are living in the squalors that the blacks.
Yeah, see, that's what would have happened, Coco.
The wealthy, but that's like the middle and lower class whites. The wealthy whites still have a lot of power, and they still hold a lot of positions of power.
Give it time.
Right. That's why I said I think they're heading for a revolution. And again, that's why I said it's arguable, right? Because there's certainly evidence on both sides to argue that point. I don't know that America would have been able to avoid, had we had the numbers, right? I don't know that white America, because we've seen it, right? There's been, every time blacks have made any advancements in this country, there's been a white backlash. Every single freaking time there's been a freaking white backlash. Even as recent as Barack Obama and the anti-Obama, which is Donald Trump, right? And we can argue that point, right? But there's certainly arguments on both sides, but to the only reason I chimed in was just to kind of give credence. Lion's point of view is not Trump's, because there are plenty of black, liberals and conservatives that share that viewpoint with respect to, especially the abortion piece.
I was being facetious when I said that. Of course, it's not like a Trump view. I was just trolling when I said, "Oh, it's because of Trump." What I'm saying,
I like how you walked that back there. Good job.
Yeah. So with that being said, Lion, no. I still say that you're correlating things that don't necessarily have anything to do with each other. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you're being disingenuous to what I'm saying and deliberately not understanding what I'm saying, and then trying to make this point of, because black women have access to abortions and we don't, and we don't have the population control. I mean, the numbers for the population percentage or whatever have you. That apparently because of that, white men can continue to do and harass our black youth. Now, here's the thing.
That's because you don't have the population that can do that to you.
I promise you, I'm almost done. I'm almost done.
My God.
Lion, what I'm saying is, Lion, you used to do this. Lion would be the type of person that would be like, oh yeah, I don't believe in abortions, and Lion would still have his view about abortions, but then still say kill the racist motherfuckers, or like do something with the racist motherfuckers.
No, I would tell you all the time that I'm pro-abortion as long as it's for whites. I also said I'm pro-gay as long as it's for whites, and I also said that I'm pro-free drugs as long as it's for whites. And you remember that. Get it right, sir.
But what about the Jews?
Am I talking? Wait, what? Am I talking? What?
No, sorry, bad joke, sir. Calm down, calm.
Again, I'm talking about a black issue right now, and he's talking about something that he said for white people. That's what I'm talking about.
Think about everything. No, you try to use my own talking point. I am.
Get out the gay card.
I told you the three things that I'm pro.
Racists and what they do, and
it's the same thing.
What they are currently doing to our black youth. Okay.
Oh my God, Coco. You're not listening. You're really not listening.
No, you're not listening. Okay.
You're really not. You just want to make an argument.
You're not listening.
You're acting like sports right now.
Here's the thing, Lion. I understand what you're saying. And
what am I saying? Still make my argument,
bro. I understand what you're saying, and because I understand what you're saying, I'm able to say, bitch, you can't correlate the motherfucking two, and I'm going to stand down on that. So with that motherfucking said, I understand, but I still disagree. But you are saying because I don't agree with you that I don't understand, and that's where the confusion is, because I understand what you're saying, I just disagree with it.
I personally, I don't. And then go to your statement. From your statement, I don't think you understand what I'm saying at all.
Lion used to be the type of person that would still call out racist motherfuckers, but then still say, I don't want an abortion for our black community. But he would still call out the racist motherfuckers. But what Lion is doing now is he's coddling and pandering to the racist motherfuckers because black women have abortions.
You're not listening at all to what I'm saying at all.
No. Can I go next? To yourself.
Yes, Nathan, please, Nathan, save us.
To yourself.
Save us,
please. I'm finna smoke a blunt.
So Lion, this is why I'm gonna disagree with you, bro. I don't think it's the abortion that some women opt into that's the detriment of like the black community, and that allows black people to say, hey, I'm gonna sign. You didn't say sign. I'm sorry. Hey, it's better for us to kill ourselves than let white people kill us or something like that. I think that the solution to stopping black on black violence the majority of the time is to stop these women who are unprepared to have kids from producing those kids. So to me, the solution is abortion. It isn't the detriment. It is the solution. So if you take off less children who parents who don't want them, who just leave the environment, the streets, to raise them, then we'll see less black on black violence.
All right, so let me respond. Let me respond to that, Nathan. That's not the solution. That's just another effect. What the actual solution is something that most people, even on both sides of the political spectrum, are still unwilling to outright agree with. And it's really basic. It goes something like this: how are babies born? So what the issue isn't. It's not that women and men they're just miraculously getting pregnant and a child, and the government has to step in and save you from the fact that you just keep having children out of wedlock, out of any commitment whatsoever. No, these are choices that you made, and the reason these people made these choices, Nathan, is because they weren't equipped as coming up with I guess you could say the right tutelage or the right mentorship, or should I say proper parenting, that told them that it was more important for them to get a contract first before they decided to open their legs or insert their male member into somebody without a condom or any sort. And then what happens next is, because they don't want to deal with the consequences of their particular actions, they want the government, which is represented by the white man which is represented by Margaret Sanger, and which is represented by the Nazis, to come in and save them from the mistakes that they had made. And then the overall bigger point, Nathan, is that when we look at millions of people doing this exact same act, this says to the overall majority of the world, oh, looks like niggas don't really care about themselves or their children. Why does it matter if we kill them? Millions. You know, why does it matter if we arrest them and throw them in jail? Why does it matter that they are educated or not educated? If they don't even care about the children that are growing in their own wombs, why does it matter if Pookie gets popped in the street by some cop for probably shoplifting or robbing or stealing, or he don't even really have to do anything? Why does it fucking matter? If life doesn't matter to the very people, then it's nothing but selective outrage. That's the only conclusion that could be, Nathan. You don't care. Your neighborhoods are in shambles, not because you don't have because it's just the ghetto and it just happened on it all. Your neighborhoods look like shit because you don't care about your neighborhoods. You don't clean up after yourselves. You don't cut the weeds that are growing on the other properties. You don't spend any money providing for that stuff. That's the reason why it's the hood. You let anybody come up and down your streets. You allow people to stand on your corners and sell drugs. You allow people to sell their ass on the other corner because you think they got the right to do it. While your children got to go to school and walk in between these fucking derelicts.
Degenerate.
You allow it to happen.
Lion, if you don't mind, can you just lay out your point?
I'm done now. I'm done.
Can you lay out what's the point one more time?
The point is,
first you went into so many things.
All right. I'll simplify it really quickly. I went. That's fine. I did it the long way because I don't like to go over and over. So, yes, the white man is the devil. He's the fucking serpent on planet Earth. But guess what? You let the serpent into the house. You made him a cup of coffee. You sat him in there. You go ahead and be booty clapping for him. You allow him to hang out with your kids. You allow him to educate your kids. Then you complain that the devil bit your kids. What did you expect him to be? Other than what he is.
Lion, can I be honest with you? Here's my honesty.
Answering my
What's up, Leroy?
He was answering my question in the context of where we are now as opposed to where we were and what we had. The very thing
guys.
The very thing that we want so much for now, we had it and we dropped the ball and let it go.
Nobody disagrees with Lion. Everybody agrees with Lion.
What do you mean by you had it? You had what?
We were building an economic foundation. There was family structure and order.
But there was family structure, but what else did you have?
Economic order. We had business.
What else do you need? School? Okay.
That's what you need.
Honestly speaking, there was no economic.
That's what gives you leverage.
Yeah, but there was family structure, but there wasn't anything much after that.
That's all there was. There was plenty of black businesses in America. What are you talking about?
No.
There still is black businesses in America, man.
Correct, but
I think
there's more now for
foundation because we wanted to integrate.
Okay, what year period are we talking about?
We moved away from the very foundation we had built.
Okay, let's play facts today. What year period are we talking about?
So listen, oftentimes people think that black people just dropped everything when they were doing the Great Migration, right? When they was leaving the South to go up like the Midwest and the North, they didn't drop everything. Yeah, their family was there. Their cousins and all those the grandparents that had kids, that had kids, their kids that had kids. They stayed here. Those individuals stayed in the South. When you talk about the ones who left the South, they didn't leave with anything. They left with a hope and a dream. So they're still trying to make it seem like
without the education of how to build the family structure and keep that when they left. That was part of what messed them up when they went all these New York and
West Coast. That's what broke.
And the majority of black people are still in the South, bro.
Bring it up in those cities, right there where they're at now. All these,
and that's what people don't remember.
That's where it's most broken up. Why? Because they didn't keep the same structure that was in what they learned it from the South.
Two different type of black people, and I think people often confuse that. They got to remember the southern Negro and the North Negro are totally different. You might catch the North Negro going into places being all loud and everything like that, right? But the Southern Negro knows their manners. They grew up in a place where the whip was there to teach a person a lesson. And I think Lion needs to understand that. Don't try to conflate the Southern Negro and the Northern Negro like they're the same, bro. All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
Yeah, but can we talk about what time period people are talking about?
And Northern, it was about the mentality of what it took to grow.
Fourth, what time period are we talking about?
What do you mean? What time period? Would they have businesses? After slavery up until the 60s, when it changed, the mentality started to change.
Black people had black people in the North had businesses up in New York in like 1835. 1825. Black people have always.
Don't conflate the bougie black people like. Yeah.
Let's also talk about black businesses in Great Britain. Let's also talk about.
No, we're not talking. We're talking about America. Stop the foolishness, bro. We're not talking about America.
Mesoamerican Empire.
You'll have a whole lot of different names you're making across the world.
Hey, look up Seneca Village, New York.
Okay. So we're talking about in the 1960s. Okay.
We're not talking about a time period per se. We're not just talking about one particular time period.
Well,
we're talking about. I know, and there was no reason to answer it. So what we're talking about is from Reconstruction to now. What went positive for us, and what went extremely wrong or bad for us. All right, that's what we're talking about.
The dollar.
So think about it.
Gold standard.
So
that's one. That's also that is true. That's actually a huge one.
When they set the standard then, it's the same standard today to move up. It's the same standard.
Not. The dollar was taken
do we
off
want
the
to live
gold
to that
standard
standard or not? That's up to you.
The dollar was taken off the gold standard, and subjective racism and systematic racism was taught through the education process, the public education. Matter of fact, the college education system, tuition was free in America before segregation was repealed. So that means that the reason you pay tuition is because it's literally an economic obstacle.
What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about?
The law.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Not today. Let's not.
Conte, I implore you just wait about 10 more minutes, bro. We're not trying to talk about education. Just 10 more minutes, bro. 10 more minutes.
We're talking about businesses in America.
No, we're not. No, we're not talking about business. No, we're not talking about business.
Right. What are you talking about, Nathan? Do you even know?
We were talking about Lion's point about abortion being the detriment to black community because
what are we talking about right now?
I'm telling you.
So, Kazi, Coco,
black community now. Yeah, exactly. The point was that, hey, black people, right? You know, have an abortion. That this is the detriment to society. There's like other people the right because they feel like they're justified by you killing your kids that we can now kill you. This was Lion's argument.
That's correct.
Thank you. See, Kazi, you're wrong. Just admit when you're wrong. Be a man. This is what we're talking about. Be a man, bro.
You're not even paying it. Let's be honest.
So anyway,
Kazi's right again. Kazi's right again.
We're in the context of the conversation right now for the past 5 years.
Yes, this is the conversation. We were trying to get an explanation on it. No, we wasn't trying to talk about businesses.
I brought up abortions, Kazi, because it was to a bigger point, and I was making an argument about selective outrage. He brought up Coco brought up the point about the children that had got harassed in Tennessee because a bunch of white people were protesting, calling them niggers. You understand? So my position was contrary to that position, which is, well, that wouldn't have never happened if those boys had fathers, and if those fathers came from a strong network of other men. You don't fuck. In other words, nobody is going to go fuck with Hell's Angels, are they, Kazi? It's anybody. Rick Ross going to go and start shit with the Hells Angels? No, and why is that? Because because they have a reputation that if you fuck them, they are going to kill all of you.
They're gonna crash out.
Correct. So guess what? If you had the numbers and people knew this about you, you could have retained that respect. And those poor black children that only got their mothers in Tennessee, those white boys would have said, "Hey man, no, fuck that, no, leave them alone. I don't need no problems. We don't need no problems. Let's just do our little protest. Let's protest the government. Don't fuck with the niggas. Leave them alone." And that's what would have happened. But because you don't have that network, as I said, of men, real men, that are going to stand for their image. A man is, right, and then you got anybody could come and step on you. Just like it was in high school, just like it was in any street.
Just like it is.
Just like it right, just like it is in any government. If America is seen as weak, all of a sudden, all of America's enemies decide that they're going to want to try to step on you. This is just the natural behavior of human beings.
All right,
thank you. Go right ahead, Concrete.
Thank you. So
say whatever stupid shit you want.
Actually, before you go,
your
can I
argument.
ask a question? Because I'm new to the space.
No.
Is it the same?
No. You asked the question. You asked, and I said no. I did not your request.
Is it the same group of people every day in this room that hogs the mic every day?
You notice that, right?
Yes.
You notice that too, right?
Is the same thing in every room? Is the same thing on every platform? Everywhere where
Crystal, it's normally not like this, Crystal. It's normally not like this.
Same room that
everywhere.
to us every day to complain. Riley button to the top right.
Everywhere where there's not a deliberate policy of spreading the mic, you are going to get personalities who are going to dominate the mic. Now, if you were to implement a policy where you have to spread the mic, then you get those type of rooms. It's just a natural thing that humans do unless there was some other thing in place. So anyway, the point is, Lion is ignoring that if you were to just eliminate black abortions in America, you would still be outnumbered. So that whole Hell's Angel, blah, 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 doesn't apply because white people will still outnumber you and they still not give a fuck about you. And such that they will still call you nigga, right? No matter how many people you have. And also, they would do so if it's the case that they could take, that there is a power, let's say, imbalance, right? The kids have a power, the kids have a power imbalance with adults, obviously, and they took advantage of it. That doesn't matter if you had all the entire fucking population. That's what humans do. Humans do wild, crazy shit whenever they get the opportunity. Number three, Lion is forgetting that if abortion for blacks was illegal, then abortion for whites would be also illegal, and the white number would be more such that you'd still have this imbalance of power. So no matter how you slice it, Lion, this is a dumbass argument that you use to hide your coonery because Coco fucking backed you into a corner intellectually, smacked you about the face in the body, and you had nothing to respond to it.
All right, so let me respond to that stupid ass non-statement. So, Concrete, what's 45 million plus 26 million?
Does this invalidate anything that I said?
Yeah, it does, actually.
All right. Tell me the point at it. Yeah, go ahead and tell me the point at it invalid.
No problem. 45 million plus 26 million is 71 million people. What's the population of the whites in America?
Yeah, well, again, tell me the part.
Какие-то еще друзья евреи вокруг.
Она достаточно людей разной национальности, которые любят Украину. И для них, в первую очередь, у них, да, допустим, граждане Украины или иностранцы, неважно, что прилично, но это не замещающие друг друга вещи и не спорящие друг с другом вещи. Евреи, граждане Украины, испокон веков, там уже неизвестно сколько времени живут, они прекрасные граждане Украины. Как это меняет, как это отменяет одно другое?
Ну, как Миша говорит, здесь есть некий бытовой антисемитизм, как бы, да, который вот вместе с вот этой вот ассимиляцией, он в голову приходит, в том, ну, евреям в том числе. Что, ну, вот как бы понаехали, вот используют нашу страну, а если что, свалят, как бы, да, ну, то есть, в каком-то смысле они даже правы. То есть люди живут, люди используют, при этом у них есть запасной план, а у нее, ну, при этом у нее как бы тоже есть на самом деле, но у других украинцев нет, да, если что, свалят.
Я знаю немало евреев, которые живут, никуда тут не уезжают.
Ну, при этом, да, есть евреи, которые
Украинцы, которые уезжают, это абсолютно частная практика. Каждый по-своему подходит, как он внутри решает для себя.
Ну, согласен, да, согласен. Тоже можно сказать, что любой украинец, который уехал, он типа использовал страну и бросил нацию. Ну,
абсолютно, конечно. Знаешь, от того, что я там была у вас в Гилеле, да.
Ну, слушай, при этом ты понимаешь, да, все-таки разница действительно есть между нами, которые тут как бы храбримся, сейчас мы всем дадим по зубам, как бы Америка нам не нужна, как бы и чего мы вообще на нее смотрим, и украинцами, которые понимают, что ну, не дадут они по зубам. Ну,
я тоже понимаю, что мы без американцев там будет сложно дать по зубам.
Ты понимаешь, а какие-то многие наши не понимают.
Ну, а кто-то не понимает, но я прекрасно понимаю и как бы.
А вот у украинцев я не думаю, что это только совсем сумасшедшие, которые верят, что они...
Украинцев я тоже знаю людей, которые говорят, будем зубами, будем ногтями, будем чем угодно воевать. Я, кстати, верю, что будут. Вот таких я тоже слышу, вполне.
Я думаю, таких меньшинство. У нас это все-таки целое движение. Да, у них там это...
Слушай, Украина сейчас, мне кажется, проходит этап войны за независимость, который мы проходили в 1948 году. И с точки зрения первый раз, с точки зрения вооружения, с точки зрения много чего, понимаешь? Вот. И я очень надеюсь, что они пройдут и разовьются, и будут страной, у которой будет военный опыт, и собственный ВПК. Ну, то есть похоже на ситуацию на Израиль. Но в конечном итоге из этого извлекать надо уроки, смотреть, кстати, на то, что Израиль до сих пор уже по истечении, там, сколько, 70 раз, я плохо считаю, сколько лет, Миш, нам, нашей независимости? Уже 52, 24, 70, больше, 77.
Ну, 76, 48-го, вот 24-й было 76.
76, да. Вот. 76 лет независимости, а мы все еще не очень независимы, скажем так.
Мы еще не знаем, кем мы будем, когда вырастем.
Да, мы еще не знаем. Мы еще до сих пор ведем нашу войну за независимость.
Ну да, но при этом против нас, как бы, да, не Россия, и против нас, например, не Китай какой-то. Если против нас...
Да ты
что?
Против нас,
я имею в виду не в том смысле, что против политически, а какие-то противостояния. А вот реально, если бы нас Китай закидывал ракетами или Россия, у нас была бы совершенно другая история.
Володя, как-то очень упрощенно смотришь. У нас, в принципе, на сегодняшний день и Китай, и Россия, и, в общем-то, союзников у нас вот посчитать проще, да, там, ну, скажем, Америка, и то мы говорили, да, это не в моральном плане союзник, больше в сфере интересов, ну, в определенном моральном тоже. А у Израиля нету как таковых таких прям опор, на которые можно опереться и сказать, то есть вообще нет. У Украины ситуация в этом плане, ее поддерживает 95% либерального свободного мира, ну, хотя бы на словах, да, и даже на делах определенных тоже. В Израиле совершенно обратная ситуация. Ты борешься сегодня не только в военном, политическом, экономическом плане, но ты в имиджевом плане. Тебя называют угнетателем, колонизатором, и геноцид, и так далее, и так далее. Все вранье мира направлено на тебя. А ты говоришь, Китай, там, Россия.
Ну да, надо понимать, что мы достаточно херово противостоим этому нарративу, но при этом у нас есть действительно огромное количество сторонников настоящих, которые выйдут за нас там рубашки рвать. Ну, слушай, те же евангелисты в Америке, кто еще у нас? Наверное, все.
Да, спасибо.
Кто-то где-то еще есть.
Не, на самом деле, давай я с тобой дальше пойду развивать теорию. То есть Евровидение показало, что большое количество людей действительно поддерживают Израиль, но по-тихому. То есть никто ради нас в Париже сегодня не выйдет на демонстрацию в поддержку Израиля. Да, Израиль, пусть Миш меня поправит, но самые популярные моменты в мире Израиля это было после шестидневной войны, когда, да, правильно я говорю?
Да,
После шестидневной войны.
когда мы, что называется, играли в андердога.
Да, андердог, который оттрахал всех, а это еще было противостояние Соединенных Штатов и Советского Союза. И, в общем-то, мы утерли нос Советскому Союзу тогда так потихонечку. И тогда, конечно, Израиль был это. И в общем-то, и российские евреи воспряли именно после 1967 года. Там поднялось такое движение отказников там, и так далее. Это все началось после шестидневной войны. Если бы ее не было, то, возможно, бы и не было и движения этого вообще. Вот. И я говорю, что для того, чтобы нам поднять наш имидж, нам нужно не просто как бы выиграть, а вот выиграть как-то очень так remarkable, я не знаю, так очень серьезно показать что-то.
Эффектно.
Эффектно, да. Эффектно.
Вот, слушай, в Израиле нету союзников на Евровидении, кроме Австрии, извините, да? Ну, кто был, тот поймет. Клабхаус в этот момент.
Ну ладно, хватит, не преувеличивай это, то, что было. Я считаю, что там действительно люди проголосовали за Израиль. Это было политическое голосование. Но неважно, Евровидение оставить.
Это было против, потому что вот эта вот часть молчаливая, европейская, вот я понимаю, что...
Большинство людей правой направленности сегодня, да. Большинство людей, которые они прекрасно... Сегодня... Мне интересно было, брали интервью корреспонденты израильские, поехали во Францию. И брали интервью у еврейской общины и у людей, значит, которые голосуют за право. Еврейская община, все говорят, мы голосуем за право, а правые, все лепеновцы там и так далее, они говорят, что мы поддерживаем Израиль. Вот так вот как бы мир перевернулся. Если раньше...
Венгрия тебе лучший пример.
Ну и Венгрия, и Италия, не только да, Германия, и Германия. То же самое.
АфД, они за Израиль.
А я не знаю про АфД, вот я вообще не слышал про АфД.
Я знаю про АфД, что Алис Вайдель, она произраильская абсолютно. То есть она всегда говорит и подчеркивает, что в принципе она в этом плане согласна с канцлером, да, когда он говорит, что Израиль это резон, то есть штатс-резон, то есть это немецкий штатс-резон, как это по-русски сказать, что это один из резонов, да, то есть немецких это существование Израиля, она вполне поддерживает, то есть Алис Вайдель, то есть АфД это произраильская партия, как ни странно, там есть, больше вам скажу, там есть еврейское крыло, ну я даже некоторые не знаю, да, вот. Но это при всех как бы их плюсах и минусах. Но тем не менее, вот эти вот правые, даже ультраправые, Марин Ле Пен, ну, она как бы тоже. Вот, то есть абсолютно все правое, вся правая Европа, плюс вот эти вот те, кто молча ходят голосовать, они, да, произраильские. Они,
ну, понимаешь, в этом смысле, да, у Израиля есть какие-то лоббистские силы, которых, к сожалению, у Украины нету. Есть общая поддержка из серии, вот они как бы обиженные.
Да, это не лоббистские силы, тут дело-то не в лоббизме вообще. Дело в том, что Израиль...
В Америке и в Германии, судя по всему, именно в этом.
Это вопрос ценности. Нет, это вопрос ценности.
Это скорее против кого-то. Это не за кого-то, это против.
Шишенко, я прошу прощения. Давай вот АфД придет к власти, мы посмотрим, какие они останутся произраильские. Что-то меня гнетут смутные сомнения.
Я про декларативность говорю, еще раз. Я не знаю,
ну декларируйте тоже, как в старом одесском анекдоте.
Ну, окей, по крайней мере, они с этими лозунгами идут на выборы.
Ну,
а какой смысл, простите, им обманывать потом вдруг?
Ну да, то есть они придут как бы к власти, скажут, что мы, знаете, пальцы скрестили, да, когда мы вам это говорили, а сейчас мы сейчас... Да. Речь... А где это...
Используют евреев, чтобы прийти к власти, а потом...
Да какие там евреи-то? Слушайте, они используют еще раз, главное, как бы, еще раз, я не стою на позиции, их как бы главное мото, две вещи, да, то есть, пожалуйста, не надо бросать как бы экономику Германии вот в это пекло, в топку Евросоюза, да, то есть вывозить Германии весь Евросоюз. И, пожалуйста, давайте сделаем не просто против иммиграции, а мы просто сделаем какие-то ворота, чтобы не было незаконной иммиграции. А мы за иммиграцию все нормально. Просто давайте закроем вот эту лавочку, которая сюда пускает просто так людей всех абсолютно, которые выбросили свои паспорта.
То есть вот как бы два основных тезиса.
А они про трамповские, скажи мне.
Про да-да, Бибитов ли.
Они про трампиатские.
Спроси лучше за Биби или рак лет Биби или Биби.
Да. Я при встрече, когда вот Алис Вадя в следующий раз встречу, я мне обязательно задавайте вам, запишите мне в личку вопросы, я ее задам.
Слушай, я тебя поздравляю, ты стал нормальным правоверным немцем, все в порядке.
Я не израильский паспорт, я как ни странно,
это по барабану.
паспортом, я кайфую. Ах, это окей. Ладно, Олег, все, я понял. Вот наши придут к власти, я вспомню все.
А наши это кто, подожди, еще раз.
Ну, наши, какие-нибудь-то наши-то придут.
И где? В Германии?
Обрезанные в он имеет в виду.
Подожди секунду, наши придут к власти где? В Германии ты имеешь в виду?
В Германии, естественно, где еще наши.
Ну, да, ты нет, просто говорит об этом человек с израильским паспортом, поэтому точнее, кто наши и где придут.
Придут.
Поэтому волнение Карины вполне себе оправдано. Вот это вот вы принесете, опять поставите в центр Берлина ваше вот это все.
Хануки. Кстати, каждый год ставит и Рафтайхтель, и Хабадник Берлинский ставит, ничего, приезжает туда мэр города, приезжает канцлер, едут,
зажигают. Я был на Хануку в Берлине, ребята.
Ребята, это не показательно. Я ходил тут возле стены плача и молился, а потом...
Нет, не показатель не потому, что он ходил в стены плача. Хануку в Москве тоже отмечают. Это правда. Но вот Миша не даст соврать, да, там тоже красиво отмечают Хануку в Москве. В этом плане пока еще. Да, тут трудно. Но в Берлине я был на Хануке, ребята. Там просто не было живого, вот эта центральная площадь.
Живого места.
На острове этих
музеев.
Да. Музейный инзель, да. Слушай, я не знал, что столько евреев там в Берлине.
Это сочувствующие.
Это просто, да.
Что-то еще. Самая большая диаспора в Европе, насколько я знаю. Во Франции.
В Германии сейчас, скажу, 120 или 130 тысяч. По-моему, сейчас восстановили довоенные эти самые.
Слушай, ну когда там Антверпен
неожиданно. Одновременно говорить.
Антверпен был какое-то время назад.
Ну, Антверпен не Германия. Это не Германия.
Это не Германия, но Европа.
Но когда-то была почти.
Ну, Антверпен это такой враг прямо в субботу. Был тот момент.
Я был в Антверпене.
Я там был, да.
Да, там парк центральный. Там...
Ребята, кто смотрел фильм «Снэч», тот понимает, как это выглядит.
Да, особенно первый, вот в начале, когда...
Именно начало, да, именно начало. Миша, а ты видел, как Макгрегор поставил на Испанию 14 июня 85 тысяч долларов? Он поставил на победу Испании в чемпионате мира 85 тысяч долларов 14 июня. А 14 июля получил payout 10 миллионов. Вот так вот надо, а не то, что мы с тобой как-то по мелочам.
Да. Ну я-то болел не за Испанию.
Ну, поэтому ты не получишь ничего.
Аркаш, ты винер ставишь?
Что?
Ты ставишь винер?
Я ставлю, у меня он Миша, мой брокер. Когда-то был.
Нет, там лежит, кстати, мы что-то как-то...
Не путайте брокера и дилера только.
Ну, дилер, да.
Нет, у нас сейчас же будет это самое, у нас сейчас же будет Олимпиада.
Нет, это вообще не интересно, слушай. Ну да, мы участвуем, но...
Нет, слушай, что неинтересно. Скажи, интересно.
Ну, не знаю.
Там будут соревнования заплыва по сене.
По сену. Да, будет.
По сене. Там министерка полезла туда, в общем, заразилась.
Она заразилась уже, да?
Ага, да. Она когда еще искупалась, да, и заразилась.
Да ладно, правда, что ли?
Чем заразилась?
Ну, нахлебалась воды из сена, господи.
Чем заразилась-то?
Ну, палочку какая-то там,
Сенная
инфекция
лихорадка.
кишечная.
Палочку
где
вынули
это суровая
из
новость
министерки,
была,
палочку
что
вынули,
скрывают,
все.
что она заразилась.
Для нас палочка еще.
Проходилась в туалет. Ну, это не шутка. Прямо она поискупалась, через несколько дней ушла как бы по болезни.
Они
как
хотят там
Трамп.
заплыв, они же там хотят заплыв устроить этих триатлонистов. Или
Ну,
кого
слушай, там буквально пару дней назад какие-то активисты пошли с магнитом, да, там вроде какие-то ярды втюхали очистку сена, и они просто стали бросать магниты и стали вытаскивать оттуда велосипеды, ну, все тут железное, вот буквально несколько дней назад.
То есть пиздили деньги, понятно.
Блин, никому доверять не буду.
I'd rather bomb a hill on a real skateboard than a longboard, though.
Well, I'm the opposite. I'd rather bomb a hill on a longboard because
the wheel.
Yeah, the longboard is faster, but the wheels you won't get fucked up as much, you know. And also on a longboard, I can drag my toe, like with.
The political power, the teeth, political power. Hey Ryan, the teeth to political power is economic power.
Correct. It's not color. Nobody gives a fuck that you're a black crying child. You don't even give a fuck that you're a black crying child in America. You think so?
When he gave his explanation, did it resolve the blasphemy charge in their mind or not? So when he explained it to them that, oh, don't you guys say this and this and this?
Listen, just because a problem was not resolved in their mind doesn't somehow.
No, that's exactly what we read. Right. So look, what I'm saying is, after his explanation, right, did the Jews, the rabbis, whoever came up to stone him, in their mind,
You had to repeat yourself because my asking that question. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, okay. So basically, he makes a defense statement, right? So they're making a claim. They're like, hey, you were blaspheming, right? And then he responds to it. And he's clarifying the accusation of whether he's blaspheming or not. After he clarifies, however he clarifies, do the Jews still believe that his statement was a statement of blasphemy? That's the question. Because according to
him claiming to be
a deity, him claiming divinity. Because look, even now, right?
What's the blasphemy, right?
Because how Christianity perceives Jesus and his divinity in today, yesterday, tomorrow, it's blasphemous to the Jew, right? To Second Temple Judaism, it's blasphemous, right? So when these Jews,
what's blasphemous again?
So if you talk to a Jew and you tell them that Jesus was God, they're going to be like, you're a blasphemer. Like if you go to an Orthodox rabbi right now and ask him, hey, if somebody claims divinity and being God, essence, all that, they'll be like, this is a blasphemy, right? So the people, right, who were in the temple, when he gave them the response, did they continue to believe he was blaspheming? Or did that answer resolve their blasphemy in their mind? Because if it resolves, it has to resolve on the terms of how Judaism understands God and divinity, not on how contemporary Christianity understands it. So he makes one statement, right? The first statement, did he resolve it? And then with the second statement, he runs away, right? The question is, the first statement, did it resolve the blasphemy in the Jew's mind, or did it not? Because if
was basically saying that him claiming to be the son of God is not a statement of divinity because he quoted Psalm 82 in order to.
Because that is who he is quoting it to. The crowd.
Right.
Yeah, the crowd is.
He's responding to an audience, right? Like he has an audience of a whole bunch of people that are accusing him of blasphemy, right? So when he gives them the response, does it make sense to them in how they perceive God and divinity? Because if he's able to reconcile their minds of God and divinity, then he didn't claim divinity as per Christian understanding. If he didn't reconcile in their mind and they continue to believe the first thing that he made was still blasphemous, then you can make an argument that he was claiming divinity.
Pathetic now? Like,
you're in the Matrix, Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, that's a good name for you. Kool-Aid, you're in the Matrix.
What about in the White House when? So what about when Lewinsky and that for
Sanders Highway.
You're in a Hamas
under Clinton?
100% now. So Kool-Aid, listen to me. I don't give a shit about Bill Clinton using cigars on Monica Lewinsky. We're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about that. Can we stay on topic? Kool-Aid, stay on topic. Tell me one thing that you think Donald Trump is guilty of. And don't give rhetoric bullshit that he loved the country and he's a God-fearing man. Give me one thing.
I believe he's done a lot of good. I'm not saying he's perfect. No one's perfect.
oh my God.
Okay.
Hey, can you answer his question about one thing he's done that he's guilty of? Okay, so what's he guilty of?
He's guilty of trying to get people to think for themselves. And he is guilty of probably not paying those contractors and trying to get out of some of the loans or refinancing his business.
Well, how do you know? Were you there when you signed the contract?
Hold on a second.
Wait, why would Cool assume that he maybe did some of that, but that he didn't maybe bang a porn star? He asked if you were there looking at his dick. Well, were you there watching him sign those contracts? Why are you even? It surprises me that you're saying that. Like, where does that come from? Why do you have any evidence of that? Why are you just picking and choosing the things that you want to say didn't happen and the things you want to say did happen?
Did he say he didn't bang the porn star?
He said he asked Jay if he was there looking at his dick. In other words, he doesn't believe it because he wasn't there.
Did Trump say he didn't do it?
Oh yeah, I think Trump never admitted to doing it. Strangely, even after it's blatantly obvious.
Well, let me just jump in here, Bill.
Oh yeah, blatantly obvious.
Hold on a second, Sean. Hold on a second. Everybody's getting a chance, but this room was open specifically for people like Kool-Aid. Political rehab center is now open. Let's see if we can help some of these people get rehabilitated.
Here, come sit right.
So you tell me what good Kamal did about letting black people die while she was that were not guilty of a crime. And
once again, Kool-Aid, you're deflecting. Kool-Aid, you're deflecting. We're not talking about Kamala. We're not talking about Joe Biden. We're not talking about Teddy Roosevelt. We're talking about Donald John Trump. You're a hero.
Well, it's rehab center. So can I rehab you?
No.
You don't know where I stand, bro. You don't know if I'm a Democrat, Republican, Independent.
I think you're Republican from what I remember. But
he runs the rehab center. You came through the front door, Kool-Aid. You don't get to rehab him. That's not.
Well,
I get it.
All right, Kool-Aid, hold on a second. I want you to get your thoughts together. I want to go to Sean. Sean, how you doing, Sean?
Hey, it's good to see you, Jay. Akima,
Good to see you. Welcome to the rehab.
Yeah, I was curious about the title, so I came in, thought I'd listen, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, yeah. I'm sorry, cool. You just don't have your ducks in order.
conduct, police use of force, and to have general national standards when it comes to the use of force. Something that, Biden wasn't for when he was running initially, from what I remember, and anybody can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But she ran to the left of Biden. Trump could try to bring up the fact that, like, hey, she incarcerated black men, whatever that means. But it would be hilarious if he tried to do that because of what Rohan laid out and more. So I just wanted to give a more faithful view of what the Marshall Project put out there, rather than just beginning with a paragraph, when the Marshall Project actually presented a more nuanced position when it came to Kamala Harris and her criminal justice record.
Okay. Well, just as I can respond, this is so good. I love this so much because it's like 3 weeks ago, you guys all hated her. Now you guys all love her. Also, it's also so funny to me because, like, you guys can intellectually be the least bit honest. Like, intellectually honest would be you're voting for a candidate you wouldn't vote for 2 months ago.
I never said anything.
You're also hold on real fast. Let me don't interrupt you. You're also voting.
Philip.
Yeah.
They're
also voting. But they're misconcepting the words. Like, you should go read the article since he thinks I misrepresented. I literally read the article, 2 paragraphs, and they give you things. Also, U.S. Today, I just posted in there, said that she had over 1,900 convictions related to marijuana. Like, I love the carrying water. You guys are just proving my point. Like, you can go and look at mainstream articles and see that she actually has a very much complicated
history. Would you read
history.
that part for us, please, about the 19-
It's in the chat. I can pull it up. Do you want me to read it? It's going to take me just a quick second to pull it back up. Okay.
Hold up. Just out of curiosity.
Here we go. Harris's medical convictions in California. When Harris was San Francisco's district attorney, she supported the legal use of marijuana, but opposed the 2010 measure to legalize pot in California, according to Los Angeles Times. During her tenure, she oversaw the conviction of more than 1,900 people for weed violations. The Mercury News reported. Like, we can go through this. Like, this is what I think is so funny. It's like, I posted in the chat, it's USA Today. If you want to, it's right there. Well, listen really fast. A conviction. Listen really fast. Hold up real fast. Listen really fast. Listen really fast. Hold on. Listen really fast. You can carry water. You can carry water.
But don't talk over each other.
Yeah, you can carry water for her as much as you want. Like, her history is very much one that is very much hypocritical and just goes with whatever's popular in time, and that's fine. Like, this is what I find so funny is that you literally will defend a woman just because you're interrupting. You're interrupting. So listen very fast. I'm not defending Trump. I haven't made one statement about defending Trump. This is what's so funny.
It kind of seems what it is because you're attacking one person.
Okay.
If, like, any of those
listen very fast.
Listen
very fast. Hold up. There's no holding up.
Hold up, bro. I'm just trying to make sure I don't misunderstand you, bro. That's all.
Kirko, I'm getting ready to get in the shower, so I need you to take over.
Yeah, I got you. Like, I'm just trying to make sure I don't misunderstand you, because, like, Rohan was mentioning all of these kind of really fucked up things that Trump's been charged for. Kamala Harris and marijuana, like how her views on marijuana legalization.
Did you just come into the conversation, Kirko? Did you just come into the conversation? Did you just come into the conversation? Because I think you're missing a lot.
Maybe not.
Okay.
But that's why I'm trying to make sure I don't. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I said this. I'm trying to make sure I don't misunderstand you.
No, this is. So listen very fast. I'm not.
Chill for a second.
I'm not, but you're misrepresenting the conversation at this point. Like,
I'm not misrepresenting. I'm trying to get clarification.
Did you just cut into the conversation?
Is there a difference there?
And he's misrepresenting the article, right? He didn't read the next sentence. I mean, this is so.
I'm misrepresenting the article. Listen very fast. 1,900 convictions of marijuana. 1,900. Hold on, fast. 1,900 convictions of marijuana. I understand you guys all are interrupting me, which is funny.
If you're dominating the conversation, won't let anybody else talk. That's the problem.
I actually did let a lot of people talk. Actually, I sat there and was quiet and responded.
30 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I haven't been able to respond without an interruption, Emily. So, like, if you want to, but I guess leftists are just really sensitive right now. I get it. You guys are. It's a little bit of. You are sensitive. You are sensitive because I literally read. I was literally asked by Kirko to read the article. I read the article. I literally. Okay, I can read it. You guys keep it only matters they went to jail time. There's 1,900 convictions. Is there not? Let me ask you a question. Was there 1,900? Oh, was there 1,900 convictions under her tenure? Was there 1,900 convictions under her tenure? Was there 1,900?
Why did you want me to read it?
During
Why don't
her
you just answer
tenure,
the question? Oh my gosh,
I'm not
this is
answering
so
the
funny.
question. I'm reading it.
Okay.
During her tenure,
Chris.
this is why you don't want me to read it. I'm going to read it.
No, you can read it. I already read it. Go ahead.
Good. She oversaw the conviction of more than 1,900 people for weed.
Perfect.
The Mercury News reported. What Philip did not read is the next sentence. Prosecutors on her staff convicted people on these charges at a rate higher than under her predecessor. However, most of the defendants were not incarcerated for low-level pot possession, according to the outlet. Bro, just chill out.
Gotcha. No, I said okay.
Chill out.
There's no gotcha on this. Like, listen very fast. You have convictions, which means they'll
I don't think he
prosecute people.
meant gotcha like that. I think he's saying he understands. Just hold up so he can finish. That's what he's trying to say, not as in a gotcha.
Yeah, and when you go to the original the source information for this article that links to, which is what I read earlier, the number of people that were convicted and went to prison were 45 in her entire tenure. Literally.
So why were they convicting? Why were they convicting people? Why were they convicting? Why were they convicting people?
It just told you.
Jesus Christ.
No, they didn't tell me. Why were they convicting people?
For marijuana, because at that time marijuana was still class in a group that you were.
It still is a class. It still is a class D drug. Today it is. Like literally today, it's still the same class D drug it was back then.
Wrong.
Do you want to bet on that? Oh, really? Show me the information where it's not a class D drug anymore, please.
All right, hold on.
Don't find that information.
Very disingenuous.
I just want everybody to know.
Why am I being disingenuous? He's saying that's not a
me
class D
money
drug.
from a bet that he lost to me about a year ago. So.
Oh, so he butthurt.
What bet is that? What bet is that, Jason?
It was about Elon Musk. You were wrong as fuck. You tried to make it seem as though it was super easy for people to create some program to track airplane flights.
It's not hard at all. It's called a Mode A and Mode C response.
Even though they don't have any coding experience, that was dumb. And then I recorded.
Roger Mayhem agreed with me.
And you haven't paid me, by the way.
Roger Mayhem was in the room and agreed with me.
Out of the room for it because you still haven't paid me, and that's usually.
You should kick me out then. You should kick me out then, Jason. If it makes you feel better about lying, that's cool.
Stop fucking interrupting people every 5 seconds when you're getting cooked on dumbass points that you're making, and I won't.
How am I getting cooked?
Because you're wrong about most of the shit you're saying.
What am I saying I'm wrong about? That she didn't convict 1,900 people?
Bro, no, bro. There's like
it's not a class D
claims. You said 7 different claims that were wrong that I was like halfway listening to, in this conversation, bro.
Sure, just tell me a couple of them.
One of them was that Trump won the fucking presidential election in 2020.
I never said that. I never said that.
Stupid shit.
No, I sat there and said he won the Republican primary.
And then you moved the goalpost and said, well, he won the nomination.
I never said that. This is so weird.
Then you moved the goalpost and said he won the nomination.
I never said that. She said
the Republican.
You said he was elected.
He was elected the president. He wasn't elected the Republican.
He won the nomination.
He wasn't elected the primary. The Republican primary.
You win a primary, dog.
So he didn't have delegates, and people didn't vote for it. Okay.
You don't win a primary.
I was actually asking for clarification because somebody else made that.
Even now, right now, you're doing the opposite of what I actually.
No, because you're being disingenuous, but that's
not
fine.
being disingenuous.
Yes, you are. This is good. No, this is good. This is good. This is good, Jason. You're letting it go. I appreciate that. This is good. Can I then say any of those things?
Shut the fuck up, bro.
Oh, I guess if that's what it takes, if you're gonna lie and do that kind of stuff, that's fine.
Philip, go back on mute.
You can kick me, Jason. Just kick me.
Okay, well then you're kicked, there, bitch ass nigga. Like, what the fuck did you think was going
that man, bro?
I don't know, bro, but he's got removed from the room and he ain't coming back ever again until he pays me my fucking money. I'll tell you that shit. Like, I was trying to let it go, bro. Like, shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all can carry on.
Yeah, so I wanted to say, this is ridiculous because when we try to get in the minutia of it, it's purposefully being purposely obtuse, getting lost in the details on purpose. Like, the general point is she was not this hard-on crime individual that they were trying to portray her as, because the key in that article was that these were not low-level offenders, because the narrative was that these people were being locked up for an ounce of weed. And what I'm hearing is that it wasn't just an ounce of weed. There were some distribution elements. This is not a simple possession, 1 or 2 times. That being said, Kamala, this is what the independents and I guess some of the Republicans don't want to talk about. if that was her background and her stance, it is no longer, okay? She has been in the White House. She knows what she can do and what she can't. She knows what's going to go well over with voters and what won't. So the Kamala that ran in 2020 will not be the Kamala that ran in 2024. She will be kept on the leash, probably more so than Joe Biden, because obviously he had influence. She still has to earn her stripes, quote unquote. So it's not like she's going to be a wild dog on the leash passing all this legislation. It's whatever not the DNC, but it's whatever the majority stakeholders in the party want at this point. So you don't have to look to her and her past record to necessarily figure out what's going to happen in the future. You have to look at Hakeem Jeffries. You got to look at, I'm trying to think of who has ascended recently, but you got to look at Obama. I know he's being quiet right now, but this is how you have to look at the old timers. Chuck Schumer, like those are the people you should be looking at. You don't have to look at Kamala and say, oh, she's going to institute, draconian changes and shit like that. Look at who's backing her.
Hey, I appreciate somebody finally saying that Kamala is definitely not going to be running the shit herself. She's going to be ran by her lever pullers. So this is what it really boils down to. This election comes down to, look, it's about people who want to make America great again and women who want to have the option to kill their babies. Because that's what it all boils down to when you really think about it. If you really want to be real, that whole abortion shit keep coming up. Don't nobody care about what y'all doing with y'all baby. Abortion is just 100% illegal for all the shit that they trying to lie and say it is, like emergencies and shit like that. But
hey Blake, let me ask you a quick question, bro. Let me ask you a quick question, man. If let's say a new virus pops out, right, and the government's like, hey Blake, you 100% must go get this vaccination, how would you feel?
Charlie, they already did, dog.
No, I mean, but you didn't have to. But they're saying like, hey, if you don't need the hypothetical.
We don't need the hypothetical. We don't need the hypothetical.
I heard you the first time you said that.
What really happened? The government already did it. The government already did it. It cost me my livelihood. The government already did it. It cost me my livelihood.
Did you get it though?
The dead president was the trigger man behind it.
Bro, you
but I've never seen
chill for a second. Bro, just chill for a second. Let's walk down this path.
About hypothetical.
Hold up, bro. Did you get the vaccine? Nope. Just yes or no real quick.
No, I didn't.
What if they told you have to get it, bro? Like you don't have like the ability, but
they did.
But you didn't, right? So you didn't have to get it.
I'm saying you're trying to that gaslight argument.
It's not a gaslight. I'm trying to point out.
All right, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and finish your question. Go ahead, finish your question.
Your whole point is that, like, hey, this woman should not have the ability to say, this is what I want to do with my body. But yet you hold the position that you want to be able to do whatever you want with your body. If you don't want to get this vaccine, you shouldn't have to. That's how you feel. But then you, at the same time, hold the position, hey, lady who doesn't want that baby, you can't go and get that abortion even though that's your body. That shit's like contradictory.
Is right. Not at all. Not at all. No, I was trying to get on mute. I'm at work right now and I had to hurry to get to my mute button. Absolutely not. And that's why I let you finish. Because while I'm trying to talk to tell you the difference, you're trying to overtalk me and trying to straw man me into this bullshit ass concept. No, let me tell you, you had the right to use that comparison. Motherfuckers who was trying to protect their job and using the slogan, my body, my choice. Because I tell you what, me not taking a fucking experimental so-called vaccine ain't killing no motherfucking baby. 100. Let's just keep it 100.
That's like 20, not even 100, bro. You ain't even at 10. Oh, you got like 7.
Me? No, really?
I just want to point out that the reason why it won't kill a baby is because it's really fucking effective at not doing that. That's how good the vaccine is.
Let's not do the fuckboy logic. No, let's not do the fuckboy logic. Me not getting the vaccine.
It's not fuckboy logic.
No, not you. I'm talking about old boy.
The actual.
I'm talking about old boy. You back and behind. I'm saying old boy. You back and behind. Let's stay on point, Black. No, me not taking the vaccine is not killing a motherfucking baby. No, but a woman going to get an abortion because she just simply don't want one is actually killing a baby.
You just don't want to. You don't want to.
Let's not. No, you just don't want to be on real.
I'm trying to.
No, let's stick to the homeboy. You trying to back up. Me not taking the vaccine is 100% not killing a child. But a woman choosing to kill a baby simply because, and I've already clarified, there is no fucking state that is sitting here, because there is no state currently right now saying if you get raped, you can't have an abortion. If you have a fucking topical pregnancy, you can't have an abortion. Bro, if you at a doctor and you're fucking it's going on to deal with, bro. No, because I'm sticking to the point. You're trying to sway.
You can't make it seem like the vaccine is poison.
Go ahead and say what you got to say. Go ahead and ask me the question you want to ask, and I'm going to answer it.
100% not kill a baby is because it's really well fucking designed to not do that.
No. See that? No, Black. See, that's why you playing. No, lawyer tactics.
Not playing.
No, lawyer tactics. All right, now let me finish talking there. Well, let me talk. Because I said no. No, he didn't. No, he brought up the vaccine. Black, no.
Why don't you want to take the vaccine, Blake?
Are you going to let me talk, or are you going to keep trying to?
Why don't you want to take the vaccine, Blake?
No, let's stick to the point.
Why don't you want to take the vaccine, Blake?
Me not taking the vaccine, because me not taking the vaccine.
What's the reason?
No, me not taking the vaccine is not killing anybody nor a baby.
But
a woman choosing to
let me finish my statement.
No, you have to bite down on this, bro. You gonna have to bite down on this, otherwise me and everybody in the audience know you're on bullshit right now. You're on bullshit. You're on bullshit, Black, and you're usually not. You're usually more fair than this, bro. This is not.
I'm pointing out a logical contradiction in what you're saying.
That's not contradictory. You're contradicting yourself and trying to pigeonhole me.
Vaccine, Blake?
And it's not working.
Wait,
it's not working.
About the vaccine?
Whether or not I want to take the vaccine is none of your fucking business. Therefore, also, it is not killing a baby.
Why won't you take it?
Me choosing to not or do so is not killing a baby.
Why won't you take it? But wait, why won't you take it?
That's irrelevant. No, we're talking about the action of the government telling. No, it's about the act. No, his comparison. Dude, are you ready?
You literally have argued.
I'm about to be quiet, and then you're going to say what you got to say. I'm going to be quiet, and you're going to say what you got to say. I'm going to be quiet, and you're going to say what you got to say, and then I'm going to say what I got to say. We agree. We shook hands. All right, I'm quiet.
You have argued on several occasions in my room and elsewhere that you don't want to take the vaccine because you believe, without any evidence, that it's going to be harmful to you or other people. That's why you don't want to take it.
I've never made that claim.
Then why don't you want to take it?
I've never made that claim. I've never made that claim.
Okay, well then why don't you want to take it?
No, you're already starting off dishonest. I never made that claim.
How am I dishonest? Okay, well then why don't you want to take it?
Because you just tried to lie and say I made the claim.
On the record, why don't you want to take it, Blake? Wait, Blake, why don't you want to take it?
On the record, none of your motherfucking business. On the record, it's called HIPAA law. It's called
the real reason is because you think that the government.
No, the real reason is because I don't want to.
The real reason is because you buy into any number of conspiracy theories that the government has orchestrated some clandestine.
And I got more reason to not take a vaccine than to kill a baby because I don't want the baby.
You think that it'll harm people. But in fact,
all right,
vaccines don't do that.
Are you done?
Are you done? No, I'm not. I'm not. You said you're going to go on mute.
I never said nothing about that. No, because you're lying.
You say you're going to go on mute. I'm not done.
No, but you lying already, though. You tried to lie and tried to get away with it.
Because you believe that it's going to harm people, bro.
No, because that's why. No, I never said that.
For you to say some shit.
Did I say that? Did I say that?
Yes.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yes,
no, the fuck, I have not made a claim.
Okay, well then why don't you want to take it, Blake? Okay, well then why don't you want to take it?
No, you need to stick to my argument, bro. I never made the claim that it was going to hurt me.
You're not brave enough to say why you don't want to take it.
None of that conspiracy theory shit.
Okay, well then why don't you want to take it then, Blake?
I said it was experimental, And I don't trust it. Point blank, period.
Okay,
That's
okay.
all
If you don't trust it, then that means that you think that it's going to harm you
Now let's
potentially,
stick
right?
to abortion.
Blake,
Now let's go back to abortion and
We're
try to
about
make the
to.
comparison.
We're about to.
That you tried to do
We're
that
about
weak
to.
ass
We're
shit.
about to.
That you
We're
trying to
about
back
to.
up that
We're
nigga
literally
behind you.
about to.
Take
I'm
that
literally
nigga
about to
nuts
go back
out
to
your hand
abortion.
and let him speak for
I'm
himself.
literally
Because you
about to
tried
go
to
back
come
to
here with
abortion.
this lawyer
I'm
shit, bro.
literally
You
about to
tried
go
to
back
come
to
here with this
abortion.
lawyer shit, bro.
Okay.
I got
All
more
I'm trying to
respect for
point
you,
out
and that shit
is
was
that
lame.
you clearly
Just made
think that
3
it's a
claims I
threat.
never did. So now
Okay,
you
Blake,
got to
why are
start
you
from the beginning and apologize and say, hey,
Blake, why
let's
are you
start from a
screaming?
fair. Let's go
Blake,
back.
you don't even have the balls to give the
You
real
talking
reason why
over
you don't want
talking
to
me
take the
with that smooth
vaccine, bro.
shit, and I'm over talking you
Blake,
with this rah shit.
Blake, you
'Cause
know
I
what I can do
fold.
to you, right? I can stop you from
I know you
over talking anytime
can.
I want.
You
Okay,
can
Blake,
do
calm down.
everything you want, but you know
I
I
know,
ain't
but
lying,
calm
Blake.
down.
Blake, you know I fucks with you. You know I ain't lying.
Okay, but
you know I ain't
calm
lying.
down,
I never
bro.
made them claims you said. All right.
Okay, but
well, you got to retract. You have to retract.
You have though.
You got to
And
retract.
what I'm okay, I don't have to retract shit because you have said these things. Like you
I never said
genuinely
that.
believe,
I never
bro,
said that.
you
I've
genuinely believe
said
that the
shit.
vaccines are
I've
harmful.
never fucking said that. I've never
but you
said
literally
that shit.
bro,
Because
Blake,
when it
you
came
do think that.
I've
though.
never
You
fucking
do
said that
think
shit.
that.
You trying to make this shit about the
Blake,
vaccine, and we was talking about
no,
abortion,
I'm trying
dog.
to make a point, and
That's
you're
the
trying
truth.
to
We're trying to make it. We're talking about
to your
abortion,
entire
and you talking about the
view on
vaccine, bro. We talking about
I'm
abortion, and you
literally
talking
on
about
the
the
way
motherfucking
to
vaccine.
linking it back to your point about abortions, bro. You keep
You
interrupting.
can do that whenever I answer this call.
Okay, go ahead, bro. Like the point I'm making is simple. You clearly think that the vaccines are harmful. That's why you're hesitant about taking it. Okay, actually, you're emphatic about not taking it because you think it's harmful, and you quote unquote don't trust it, which is just a euphemism for you think it's going to harm you, and you think the same thing about other people. You also have relayed some government conspiracies about how you think the government is involved and is trying to hurt people or some shit. That's weird, but like whatever, bro. At the end of the day, for you to say, I know 100% that the vaccines won't kill babies, it's like, well, based on what exactly? Based on what science are you using? Because if you actually went into the science, you would see not only are they not going to kill babies, but they're not going to kill you either, which is a good reason why you should take it. But that undermines your entire position. That's a contradiction. You can't have that fucking take. That's why I'm like blown away that you just made that argument right now, bro. And then you ran. Like, bro. Y'all gotta be consistent, bro. Like, y'all can't just be emphatically against shit without, like, thinking through the logical implications of your positions, bro. Because that shit, for me, stands out. Like, if I hear you say something that is logically inconsistent with some other shit I've heard you say in my rooms, bro, and I have recordings. Like, if I wanted to, I can go fish that shit out. I just don't want to do all that fucking research because it's gonna take forever. But it's like, bro, you can't have my body, my choice, but only when you want it. Right? Like, that's another thing that's inconsistent. It's like, my body, my choice, so I don't have to take the vaccine. But then women are like, my body, my choice, so I want to get an abortion. You're like, nah, you can't do that. It's like, all right, well, you already contradicted your own principle, bro. Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? Now, here's the thing. I'm on the fence about abortion, so, like, I could make really good arguments in either direction, like really good ones, but that argument is just terrible. Like, really bad. It's a terrible argument. Do you want to be like pro-life, bro? There's so many better arguments than that. Just saying. Kirkle, stop bullying these dudes. I'm blaming Kirkle. It's Kirkle's fault. Kirkle and Rohan. It's always Rohan and Kirkle's fault.
Blake, are you there? I got a quick question for you.
Yeah, I'm back, bro. I'm back.
Did you support Novavax?
I don't know what the fuck that is, but we're not gonna deter away from what I stated. Y'all jumping out on me because I said simply this. This election is about people who think they want to make America great again, and about women who think that their reproductive rights are going to be taken away from them. That's all I was stating. It's about women who clearly want to have the option to kill their babies. And it's about people who think they want to make America great.
Is Kamala pro-choice?
And that is what it's clearly about when you want to be honest.
Yes.
No, let's clearly be honest about that. So that slick ass shit
She's
trying to compare that to the vax, trying to be slick. That whole slick shit trying to pull it about the vax and try to espouse my political views on the vax when I've never stated them, bro. I've stated the simple principle. The the government trying to use OSHA to force me or anybody else to fucking take a medical procedure is my only principal stance against it, and I've been consistent with that, bro. I ain't never said nothing about no alien shit. I ain't never said nothing about none of these fucking conspiracy theories revolved around vaccines. I have simply said on the principle, the government telling my boss to use a fucking government
You said
OSHA using a government.
You said experimental.
Yeah, I said that. So what? So what? That still don't take away from the principle, bro. I've never espoused that this is going to. I've never told nobody else not to take it, bro. I got family members who took the shit. I've never told anybody what not to do about that. So don't try to be false about that, bro.
What do you suggest when you emphasize experiment?
Why don't you just bite down on the fact that with the two choices about women who want to kill their babies and about people who want to make it's about niggas and bitches, power and money, riders and punks.
You don't want to have a conversation. Right? You just want to talk at me. Bro, what? What are you implying when you emphasize experimental? What does that mean to you? Why do you keep saying that? Because that makes it sound like, I don't know, bro, some fucking mad scientist went in his fucking basement and just put some shit together and it was like, aha, eureka.
I don't know how true this is.
Shit.
I don't know how true this is, Muse, but people who took the shot said that they signed something, a form, stating that the vaccine was in its experimental stages. I don't know. I didn't fact check it, but that's what.
Yeah, were they a part of the trials, or were they like? I mean, you have to give more context because that would make sense if they were a part of the trials.
Yeah, no, I took 6 shots and never signed that.
Let me Google it. Let me see, because I never did fact check it, but I know that that's something that was circulating, and you know how things go when they start circulating. So, just like I didn't fact check it, because it didn't matter to me, because, I made
my decision. Once it was approved under the emergency thing, I don't think there would have been any legal necessity for that. Because they're exempt from liability. So I don't know why they would do that unless it was the trials. That would make sense to me. The stage 1, 2, and 3 trials, that would make more sense to me. But I don't know what you're talking about, so I can't really comment on it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, it did go through a very rigorous process of experimentation. So in that sense, it was experimental. But it would be on that basis that you'd be able to say something like what Blake said, which is that 100% the vaccine won't kill babies. It's like, yeah, the science actually bears that out. Do you want to talk about that science, bro? That's like, the same science says that you should take a goddamn vaccine. But I don't know, bro. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know when people are selective about their scientific thinking. Like, that shit is weird to me. I think wasn't it approved for pregnant women also to be vaccinated as well?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. That's how we know it won't kill babies. There's a lot of research that went into that. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, am I the only one seeing the irony of that point? Like, maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe. Again, I blame Kirkle and Rohan. It's always. Rohan, every time you come to my room, shit pops off, bro. What's going on?
Hours about that, if not more.
Why are you sowing discord in my room, Rohan?
Bro, I didn't say nothing, bro. I've been on mute.
Bro, don't give me that innocent bullshit, bro. I see you do that shit. I know what you're up to, bro. You're up to no good, bro. Rohan is like, Rohan is the most scientific troll I've ever met in my life, bro. He gets under people's skin with scientific precision, bro. He be having charts and shit, diagrams, spreadsheets. He's like, I trolled this dude 13 times last week.
Bro, this room is gonna be popping for the next couple of months, bro, with everything that's going on. So get ready.
Oh yeah, and I'm on vacation too, so I'm covering all the shit, bro. I be waking up to news. I'm like, oh shit, I ain't brushed my teeth yet. Hold on, let me get on this app real quick. Damn. Apparently, Joe Biden showed up. He made an appearance, which immediately undermines all of the conspiracy theories that he secretly died somewhere. Bro, the conspiracy theories are just kind of like weird, bro. They're like whack-a-mole at this point. It's like, conspiracy theory, that's debunked. Another one, that's debunked. Like, goddamn, bro, calm down with the people. Bro, if you're in the conspiracy, if you're Alex Jones, bro, it's been a good, nice 3 weeks for your ass. I can tell you that. Biden re-emerges from the dead, question mark? Nah, that's too clickbaity. I'm not gonna do that. Biden re-emerges.
What's up, Black?
Oh yeah.
What up?
Why you never address that though, Black? Why you never address that? You don't think that's an interesting
did. 4 phone calls. I addressed it 4 times.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, the basic logic is this: you have so much confidence that the vaccines won't kill babies, but that point, ironically, is substantiated by a voluminous wealth of scientific knowledge and bases that undergirds the reason why your ass should go get vaccinated. But you don't want to talk about that, and that's actually awkward for your point, bro. That's what I was really trying to point out. And the other part,
that's what I'm saying. I don't see how that connect. I mean, to be honest, Black, I'm saying, like, I know I was rah-rah, but, like, to be honest, I don't really see how that connects when the statement I'm making about this current election really is boiling down to what reproductive is about abortion and people that are fed up with the way the country is. And I was hyperbolic by saying that it's about women who want to have the option to kill their child. But when it comes down to it, that will be the only way I would go into a real conversation if I had power. We're talking about abortion, because it's so disingenuous.
But what's awkward about your ultimate point is you use the my body, my choice principle to substantiate or justify your refusal to get vaccinated. And women want the same principle with respect to making decisions.
But I know, but look at the difference, though. I'm saying, Black, look at the difference, though. Look at the difference, though.
I know how we got here. I understand what you're about to say. My point is, this is awkward all the way around. So we're going to argue in circles. Like, the my body, my choice principle actually applied in both cases. You're denying it choices. And then you're saying it's cool for you in the vaccination choice. And you're saying, well, the difference for that apparent double standard is
I don't want women to be. I don't want the government.
I'm getting to where you're going.
Yeah.
In the one case with the vaccines, it doesn't result in the death of the baby. In the other case, it does. That's what you're trying to argue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then you're saying, okay, so then the my body, my choice principle doesn't account to them. Now, what you have to contend with is a lot of times they're arguing that the quote unquote clump of cells does not count as a baby. Now you can argue with them all day, right? But like that's something you're taking for granted that they don't.
And I know, and that's the problem. That's what I mean. Look, so, like, we're not talking about no clump of cells. We talking about the fact that we already know, we got, like you talking about science, we have ultrasound now, bro. We got we got 3D ultrasound now. So like women know damn well, and men who pay for these abortions, who want to have the option of not being able to, not needing to be, step up to the plate when they get a woman pregnant, so they're gonna pay for the hit. Like y'all know damn well when you're looking at that ultrasound what it is in there. Like you know what it is. And the deal is I'm not the type, like this whole Republicans picking up this whole mantle like out of the blue trying to go after the Roe v. Wade. I thought it was a dumb move. Like it's already established, leave the shit alone. The only thing I'm focusing on is motherfuckers trying to push the envelope even further. Like with the late term and all that. As long as they ain't doing that, it's up for debate if we want to be honest. But like the whole, like using it as birth control, I can see why some people want to legislate and say, hey, let's look at this and see if we can take a more medical and moral approach about how we doing abortion. Like, can we really focus on rape, incest, emergency stuff like topical, and when the egg is growing outside growing inside the fallopian tube, all of them dangerous situations. Like, we take all of that into consideration and not try to make
ectopic pregnancies is what.
Yeah, let's not try to pretend that this is like 90 or even close to 80% of the women that have. Let's not even pretend it's 60%. We all know that majority of these abortions are people who wanted the fuck raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. A couple sperm cells had slipped past the fucking the door, and then she called in 2 weeks later, talking about her period didn't show up. What are we gonna do? And then it's the question that a lot of us have been through. What are we gonna do? Are we keeping it or are we getting rid of it? And that's where we got the terminology it. We call the motherfucker it. Like, knowing damn well what it is, bro. Like, come on, man.
Okay. I still blame Kirk on Rohan. 100%.
First off, happy Sunday and good to be with you. We got Roger on stage. The level of discussion should definitely go up from here.
Perhaps.
I'm looking forward to the president's address in the Oval Office, actually. I kind of can't wait. I kind of wish it was happening right now, low key. There's so much news. Jesus Christ, can't keep up. I would hate to have this be my full-time job where I gotta like cover shit for real. I'm doing this shit for fun because I like talking about this shit, but like, bro, this is my job, bro. Oh my God. Apparently 3,000 people were arrested at a campus protest over Gaza. More than 3,100 people were arrested or detained during campus protests over the Israel-Hamas war this year. Oh, in a year. Okay. The New York Times reports, though many charges have been dropped. Okay, so it was over a year. I was like, damn, in one place? Okay. Demonstrators staged mass protests against Netanyahu visit and U.S. military aid to Israel. Well, that's probably not going to be good publicity for the White House. Trump commits to debating Harris. Oh, that's news. I didn't know about this. Oh. You guys hear this? Former president said Tuesday, which is today, he would be willing to debate Vice President Harris more than once in the upcoming election cycle, even as he signaled he may not be willing to participate in the debate hosted by ABC. Oh, ABC. Okay. Never mind. That's not news. I think he wants to try to maneuver his way into having a Fox News debate, which, to be fair, he did sign up for a debate that was skewed towards Biden slightly with the CNN one. So it kind of is a fair ask for him to be like, okay, now let's do one where I'm the home team. I feel like that is kind of fair. But I do think that they should do multiple, right? So maybe Kamala can have one where she's the home team, and he can have one where he's the home team. Or if you want to be really fair, he would have two where he's the home team, and she would have one. So then ultimately it's 2 and 2. He did 2 away, 2 4, or 2 home. And then the American people get 4 debates. 3 with Kamala Harris. It's probably never going to happen, but that's probably fair. But at the very least, do one where maybe the first one is Fox News, and then they do the original ABC one. I think that's fair. But anyway, I love this Ground News app, though. I fuck with it.
Oh, what is it?
Ground News. It's an app that aggregates news by their bias. So it tells you which outlets lean left, which outlets lean right.
That's cool.
That's what the links at the top of the room have been. You just not click on my links?
I clicked on the YouTube link. I'm here, but I'm also doing other things.
There is no YouTube link.
You had one up there just a second ago, and now you have one.
You don't be clicking my links. I'm disappointed in you.
I clicked the last link
Nope.
that you put up.
No.
I'm sorry I didn't click this one in 5 seconds here. Let me do that right now.
All right, we got new polls in. Harris leads Trump 44% to 42% in U.S. presidential race. Reuters Ipsos poll finds. Vice President Kamala Harris leads Donald Trump by 2 percentage points, 44% to 42%, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll released after President Joe Biden ended his campaign. The poll shows Harris gained a 2-point margin compared to Biden, who previously held a deficit against Trump. In a hypothetical ballot, including Robert F. Kennedy, Harris's support is 42% to Trump's 38%, providing her with an advantage outside the margin of error. Well, isn't that convenient? I wonder if the Republicans are going to say polls don't matter. That's been the usual copium from the left. All right. New polls. Kamala ahead. There we go. Bam. All right. We got some polls guys. I also wonder if the leftists have been saying polls don't matter this whole time, and they'd be like, well, these polls matter because they say what I like. That would be hilarious.
Just a point of clarification, that poll was only done with like 1,300 people.
I mean, that's not necessarily... I mean, a lot of these polls have been done with that order of magnitude of people.
That's true, which is my point, that it is not sound to draw any conclusions from those type of surveys because it's not robust enough.
I see. Still some favorable polls. Ben Shapiro looks pissed. He's like a right-wing dude.
We're down to 50.
Oh shit! That was an accident. I didn't mean to do that. How did I even accidentally press that? That was weird. Dang, bro. So the Secret Service director resigned. I called it yesterday. I said, yeah, there's no way this woman lasts the rest of the week. I didn't know she would resign that fast, but I'm not that surprised to find out that she resigned this morning. But bro, I quote unquote covered it. I'm talking like I'm a media person. I had it in a room. It was the topic of one of my rooms. So in that sense, I covered it. Yesterday, I actually played the hearings. Like all the way through. It was like 4 hours. Man, they went in on this woman, bro. It was bad. It was so bad. Like, I actually legit, at first I was like, I almost feel sorry for her. But then by the end of it, I'm like, I legit feel sorry for this woman. Because I'm like to have that many eyes and that much pressure on you, and you're trying to damage control after an almost failed mission, and you already feel bad, and you're trying not to throw your coworkers under the bus, and you're trying, the buck stops with me, and it's like, damn, bro, like, but you want to serve still, and you want to make up for it, but nobody trusts you, and fucking all of Congress, Republican and Democrat, is just like, yeah, you should resign. Like it was like several people said that shit. I want your resignation letter. I'll move for you to resign. It's like, damn. Also, she wasn't answering no questions, though. That shit was frustrating. But shit. Did anybody else see that shit yesterday?
I caught a tiny bit of it.
Yeah, briefly.
What was your impression of what you saw?
She deserved everything she got.
Dang.
There was a breach in security underneath her leadership. That's unacceptable.
Dang. It's like that. Dang.
I think the fact that, people died probably is a pretty big point here.
Mm-hmm.
That even if it wasn't him, even still, it shouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, someone was going to get fired. They carried a dead body out of there.
Exactly. That should not have happened.
Mm-hmm. It was a very public fuck up, but man, I still kind of feel sorry for the lady. There was this story I had open, and I don't know where it is now. I'm probably never gonna be able to find it again. Oh, found it. That was quick. All right, so the person who's replacing her, who's like the active director, is named Ronald Rowe. He's a new Secret Service chief after Kimberly Cheetah resigns. There's a Newsweek article. I want to read part of it.
Secret Service Deputy Director Ronald Rowe will temporarily serve as the agency's leader after Director Kimberly Cheeto resigned following widespread criticism after an attempted assassination against former President Donald Trump. Cheeto announced her resignation amid bipartisan calls for her to step down following a contentious hearing with the House Oversight Committee on Monday about the shooting at Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania on July 3rd. Lawmakers accused her of not answering their questions about how gunman Matthew Thomas Crooks was able to fire shots at the rally, grazing Trump's ear and killing one other rallygoer. Quote, I take full responsibility for the security lapse. In light of the recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director, she said in a resignation letter, according to the AP. President Joe Biden is tasked with picking the next Secret Service lead, and he plans to make his pick soon, he wrote in a statement. By the way, would be the most hilarious shit Joe Biden could do. If Joe Biden picked a black woman, a black lesbian woman, to be the Secret Service after all of this DEI shit that the Republicans are tripping over, that would be the funniest fucking move ever. I don't think he's gonna do it, but I think that would be a hilarious dark Brandon move. That would be hilarious. All right, quote.
To agitate the situation even further.
I know, but I think it'd be a big fuck you to all of the people who are unfairly criticizing DEI initiatives, is really what I'm saying. But yeah, it definitely would not be a unifying move at all. The independent review to get to the bottom of what happened on July 13th continues, and I look forward to assessing its conclusions. We all know what happened that day. It never happened again. As we move forward, I wish Kim all the best, and I will plan to appoint a new director soon, Biden wrote. He did not provide any additional details about a specific timeline or who he may be considering for the role. Until he makes his selection, Rowe, the agency's second in command, was tapped on Tuesday to temporarily lead the agency. Homeland Security Director Alejandro Mayorkas announced in a statement first produced by Bloomberg News. Quote, I appreciate his willingness to lead the Secret Service at this incredibly challenging moment as the agency works to get to the bottom of exactly what happened on July 13th and cooperate with ongoing investigations and congressional oversight, he wrote. Mayorkas wrote that he has the utmost confidence in Deputy Director Rowe and the men and women of the Secret Service. Who was Ronald Rowe? Rowe was appointed to his position in April 2023, according to his official biography. In that role, he, quote, has direct oversight of the agency's daily investigative and protective operations, end quote, guides agency policy, and introduces new technologies to, quote, enhance the agency's protective countermeasures, end quote, according to his biography. He first joined the Secret Service in 1999, working in previous positions throughout the agency. Before being appointed as Deputy Director, Rowe served as an Assistant Director for the Office of Intergovernmental and Legislative Affairs, where he led the agency's engagement with Congress, the Department of Homeland Security, and other areas of government. Quote, during his 24-year career with the U.S. Secret Service, Mr. Rowe has also coordinated major security operations, collaborating with other government and law enforcement agencies. Mr. Rowe managed a National Special Security Event, or NSSE, and oversaw the operations of more than 7,000 personnel across federal, state, and local jurisdictions as of 2016. His biography reads. It continues. On the cybersecurity front, Mr. Rowe was selected for a joint duty assignment to the National Intelligence Council, 2013, where he spearheaded the development of multiple analytic products. Those products were later considered to be among the most authoritative assessment by the U.S. intelligence community regarding the challenges and national security threats facing the United States. Rowe worked as a national security and law enforcement advisor on the National Security Council in 2011, working on a strategy to combat state-sponsored economic espionage as well as the theft of U.S. trade secrets, according to his biography. He was selected to the staff of the U.S. Senate Committee on the Judiciary from 2008 to 2011 and worked on President Protective Detail from 2004 to 2008. That was under Obama. Interesting. No. No, nigga, not 2008. So it would be right before Obama. It would be Bush, I believe. Obama became president in 2008, so.
09, yeah.
Bush to Obama. Well, officially, yeah. Following the assassination attempt earlier this month, Rowe was involved in briefing lawmakers about the situation, reported NBC News. Newsweek reached out to Secret Service for comment via email. That's a new dude. I wanted to read this earlier when it was like more relevant, but what are you gonna do? Nobody clicks on my link. Anyways.
fuck up. Like, you're not the topic.
I just think that you could have said, okay, I disagree with you. I just think it was a bit too much to call a bitch. That's all.
No, I think that. Okay, no, that's fine. You can think that, but you know what I think? I think that fat bitch had it coming. I think that she's probably gotten away with a lot of passive aggressiveness in her fucking life, and people just like standing in her fucking corner because they think it's politically correct to like her because she's fat. And I just felt like someone needed to tell her that she's obnoxious and should stop eating cheeseburgers.
Political correctness,
and I'm that bitch that told her that, and it is what it is.
Dude, you a hoe, Malibu. Like, you cancel culture people.
And you're also
No.
Doc.
Doc, you know what you are? You're the bitch that I had bring out a revolver and start shooting up their living room with because you were so mad and enticed. So if I was you, I would just shut the fuck up. You embarrassed yourself. You did embarrass. Yeah.
I've never thought that up before.
That's a real gun. I think that's a noise effect. Might be like this.
Probably.
Bitch.
Yeah, because it always sounds it's always the same frequency too, like of sound.
It's my Beretta. You want me to shoot my shotgun and make something sound different?
Just slide the hammer, like make a noise with the ejection of the magazine and put it back in.
Well, there's no magazine in it, but I'd be like this.
Yeah, I believe he has it. And he has his own firing range or whatever,
Yeah, I have a gun range in my backyard.
Yeah. So,
you're such a weirdo.
Does it sound like how many people have ever heard me shoot my guns on this app? A whole fuck ton. How many times have anybody heard?
Well, the time when I heard it was because of you being mad at me. You started shooting because you was mad. Maybe you shoot because you think it's fun, but when you shot that one time, it was because you were pissed. So it doesn't matter. I pissed you the fuck off, Doc. I did, and it's fine.
What I'm asking you.
I did piss you off.
How many
Doc,
times?
this is my first encounter with you today. I've never spoken with you before, to be quite honest. And honestly, I don't know how much you shoot and what you do in your living room. But I'm gonna tell you this. Today, I had you pressed, I had you in your feelings, and I just had you feel really, really bad, to the point where you brought out your Glock 90 or whatever the fuck it is that you're holding, and you started shooting up, and that is a fact, and you cannot take that away from me or anyone else, that you were in your emotions, and that is why you started firing off bullets. Thank you, Doc. Thank you for doing so. I did have you fucked up, I know.
Yeah, because you act like you're American, but I know you're not.
What do you mean that I act like I've never acted like I'm an American? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's why you deserve to die. I mean, dude, hey, here, I'm dropping the 12 gauge. Well, that's my AR-12, and I can blast you in the motherfucking face without even fucking thinking about it. That's my shotgun. Bro, I got an arsenal of weapons. I got 100,000 rounds of ammunition in this motherfucking house. Dude, if you get past my pit bull, my Beretta, and my shotgun, God bless you.
I wouldn't want to be anywhere near you, and that is not because of me being scared, it's just because I don't want to associate myself with the trenches of American society and be anywhere near what people call the gutter, because I feel like that is what you're at. Some trailer park with a couch that smells like cat piss, a dog that probably
the man's in the room.
Right when I was about to finish him with a fucking KO, you came in and wanted to be fucking
Be
racist,
quiet,
you bitch.
I'll finish what you start. I'll do it. I don't care.
Yes, it's the dog. We're attacking him. Wait, Uncle, can I tell you something?
This is an attack. I wasn't even repelling. Dude, I didn't even
You never answered my question. I keep asking you, do you feel good about murdering children that were the same age that you were when you got raped by that man?
You know what's so interesting is I also
You feel good about murdering 6-year-old Iraqi children when you got raped at fucking 5, and you feel good about defending Muslims and booty clapping them all the time.
Wait, so he did get raped at 5?
Yeah, he got kidnapped and got raped. But don't feel bad for him. Don't feel bad for him because he decided to move on and he decided to continue the cycle of abuse and murder Iraqi children instead.
I told him to look up my name. I told him to look up my born name when I got kidnapped.
I don't know your born name, bitch, but I know that you're from Melbourne, Florida. We're from the same fucking city.
He looked up the newspaper and he saw my name.
No, I've never seen the newspaper story. I've never heard you mention a newspaper story. I've just heard you, motherfucking drunk on probably fucking cheap whiskey or something, telling us about how you got kidnapped and raped and crying, okay? And I want to feel bad for you, but then I remember that you murdered a bunch of Iraqi children. You murdered a bunch of Iraqi children, and then you booty clap for Muhammad every day, even though he raped a girl younger than you were when you got raped.
I only killed one child.
Oh, you What?
He's literally psychotic.
Did I just hear that right? Did he just say I only murdered one child?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish I had a recording of that.
It's dog. It's dog. He has the fucking echo.
Fucking mute me, John.
He muted everyone.
Hey, mute everyone. John, can you move Roger? John.
I swear to God. Wait. Why are we moving on from that? He just said that he only murdered one child.
That is actually insane. Let's get back to that.
Up, Doc. That is why people do not respect America in the world. Because fucked up.
program part of it where they were giving these experiments connected
I'm
to
just being real with you, dude.
Yeah, so they have the DARPA where they actually have now, I guess after so many years in the process, these individuals, their eyes kind of changed, kind of reptilian form, which they have night vision to be able to see. And they have, I guess, DARPA where they have that skin that kind of looks like gecko or whatever it is. So it's kind of like, that kind of reminds you of these humanoids or reptoids, stuff that they're actually building. But these military would be the individuals after the process of evolution or whatever they're doing to them, right, with all these experiments. Because usually man always wants to go beyond.
So, Doc, I think what Mikey Pop would like to know is there any super soldiers in your
I am one.
Wow. So, like, was you modified? Like, what did they do to you?
I had... I was a millionaire before I joined the Army to be a combat medic as a private at 30 years old. And then, now I'm 49. So figure it out.
Some of them have night vision to be able to see at night, and some people have different modifications in their body which started changing, mutating. So they have a lot of mutations that they did. So that tells you if they're experimenting some of these things that are here part of mutations that they've been doing in people, but you want to think further out of the box.
Dude,
what's the reason for it, right?
Dude, I need to take another picture for you, don't I? Here, let me put another picture. Here, let me turn the light on so I get like some backlighting.
Welcome to the stage, family.
Oh yeah, that's nice backlighting right there. Take photo. Reverse camera. Y'all want a middle finger or two fingers like a peace sign? Or like a thumb up like it's a 1 in German?
Whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Yeah, took it. Got all them motherfuckers around my neck. Done.
That's what we got from hybrid super soldiers. Keep in mind, even some of the super soldier HARP technology that was also connected to the bushes and
There's a picture of me 5 seconds ago. PTR. Trust me, if I grab you by the windpipe with those 3 fingers, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, they were just doing modifications on a lot of individuals. We're aware of, if all these experiments they're doing, it's just the aftermath and just explaining why would they do these things. So people are looking to feed the tech, smart cities and everything. You have to modify the human body, especially if people want to go green, right?
Dude, but honestly, if you want to really know what my dad told me when I was 14, that really fucked my brain up, that made me think about what you're talking about is, I was washing the dishes after dinner because he cooked dinner and, if he cooked, I cleaned. And so I was cleaning the dishes and right about the middle of cleaning the dishes, he's like, "Hey, Brian, come in here." And I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "Lay down on your left arm on your side and put your right arm up in the air and point it towards the ceiling." I was like, "Okay." And I did that. And he came over and he put his foot on my neck and he grabbed me by both hands on my wrist that was pointing towards the ceiling. And for about 5 seconds, I thought it was funny and I didn't move. And then after that, I kind of got pissed off because I knew I was stronger than my dad. So I started like pulling him down and like, like doing that. And he's like, stop. And I was like, okay, I stopped. And then he's like, there's a man on top, there's a man on bottom. As long as the man on bottom thinks it's funny, you have world peace. When the man on bottom gets tired of being the man on bottom, he fights the man on top. The man on top doesn't want to be the man on bottom because the man on top knows how much of a dickhead he's been. And my dad told me that's what human nature was. There's always a man on top. There's always a man on bottom. The people at the bottom that don't struggle have peace.
Yeah, so make it past. Can you imagine? Sorry, that to cut you off. But could you imagine that volcano that I was talking about, Stoke-on-Trent in the UK? They're going to tell the people or have a selling factor of the houses that they're going to use the volcano for heating. So the volcano's heating up, and they're going to use it to heat the people's houses. I think this is barbaric.
That's what they're saying that they're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, my land. Oh.
Yeah, but thermal generation is a very, minute technology.
We're not saying that, but what we're saying is like
if you're using the heat of the planet to make energy, that's thermodynamics.
Yeah, I understand that, but what we're saying is the volcanoes around the world have been heating up because we know that they're going to explode. So if you know that they're going to explode,
how do you know that they're going to explode? Because I've been studying it longer than you have.
Well, I had a vision.
I went to school for geology at Valdosta State University, like I said. I mean, you want to talk about convergent and divergent,
I don't need to talk about any of that. Like,
do you know what the difference between a divergent and a convergent shelf is?
I'm not even interested, to be honest.
Well, then it means you don't understand geology.
But Doc, how did I know that this volcano?
Do you know what the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is, or like the Rim of Fire in the Pacific Ocean, all the way over to Japan?
I've seen it all. I've looked it all up. But
which one is convergent and which one is divergent?
It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, it does. Because that's the world.
Well, it doesn't matter to me because I don't know nothing about it.
I'm sorry. I went to school for it. Apparently, I'm an idiot.
Well, maybe you are because I didn't go to school for it, and I could predict that this volcano was going to go up. I knew that for a very long time. We spoke about it. What, Make It Pop 2 days ago?
Again, I'm asking you, what do you think the difference is between a convergent and divergent plate?
I don't care. I'm a good person. It doesn't really, to me, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I move with spirit. So spirit says to me, go and check out a volcano, ISIS, because it's going to go up. I'm going to look at how it's heating up. I'm going to watch some videos of some scientists that are investigating, and I'm going to get the truth. And I'm going to
what do you think about the truth of the fact that the North Pole is about to become the South Pole?
I wouldn't be surprised. Don't they?
Tell me how that works.
I don't know.
Well, obviously you know, so why don't you tell Doc?
Well, like when I was born in 1975, like, you know, you have magnetic north and like true north. And they were like, you know, maybe like, you know, 0.5 degrees off of each other. And then they moved from all the way until like, you know, in the mid 90s, you know, inches per year. But, you know, like now it's at 2024, magnetic north and like, you know, fucking true north they've been moving like 5+ miles per year. And when I was growing up, it was like inches per year.
Well, there was a shift, I think it was 2020, and the only way that I know there was a shift was because Spirit told me that the pole has shifted, so it did shift. And how I recognise that.
Your compass still points north. It has not shifted.
I'm not saying that it shifted so that there's going to be a whole direction, but it has moved, and you can tell that it has moved because the sun was rising in a different direction. I wasn't the only person that noticed it. Somebody else noticed it as well. Like they were like, "What the hell's going on?" Do you know what I mean? When you're connected to the universe, you notice little things that people don't notice. Do you know what I mean?
Dude, when the North Pole becomes the South Pole, you have no idea.
Maybe you have no idea.